Alrighty, we are live. Alrighty. Welcome to Roll For Severity, a homebrew D&D campaign where our players are traversing through Zelkanea, a world of my own design, and together we are diving in we're creating fancy adventures. We play every second Sunday right here at twitch.tv/rollforseverity at 5 p.m. PST. No, PST, EST, something like that. Something like that.
Time.
It's a thing.
It's a construct.
It's a thing that I don't remember half the time. Only half the time, though. But anyways, you can search for us on YouTube as well under Roll For Severity, or you can click the link down below. This is episode 1 of our new ongoing campaigns. We've got a bunch of our crew back. We are rolling in with a new campaign, new characters. Who dis? But I'm joined by my lovely party. Tonight we just have 3 out of our 4 characters. The other one is still across the country, so he'll be here next week or next session. But starting over here on the left, who are you? Who's your character? All that jazz.
Oh, hi. I'm Miss Wolfinger. I'm playing Annah, the terminally delightful druid tonight. I'm really excited to be back here. Yeah, let's see what chaos we can create.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm playing Theioryn, the vengeful, grumpy warlock. Also really happy to be back.
I'm Jeanette. I'm playing Zugink, the gentle giant fighter, who's a bugbear. I skipped that part.
Oh yeah, I'm also playing an elf.
So bugbear, elf, and Verdun.
It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be a fun time.
It's gonna be a fun time.
There's a few things I'd like to go over happily as well. First, this is a homebrew campaign. So there's definitely some alterations to the rules, or we're utilizing some variant rules, and as such, the things that we have are not always treated as written. Accept it. It's just how we play the game. Second, each month we are donating a portion of any of the proceeds generated from Roll For Severity to a charity. This includes income from direct donations, bits, subscriptions, and any sales from the Roll For Severity store. This month's charity is the Jed Foundation, a non-profit group that exists to support mental health and suicide prevention for teens and young adults. For more information on the Jed Foundation, you can check out their website at jedfoundation.org or on Twitter at jedfoundation. Speaking of the store, we do have a Roll For Severity store up and running on tpublic.com/user/rollforseverity, or you can click out the link down below the video. The store is a bit minimal currently. We've got the Roll For Severity logos of the various iterations I've had of it, as well. Yes, it's Mel's waving around. As well as the character art for each of the lovely players here. And our 4th character's art will be up there once he's actually been in a session. We also recorded some character intros, so we're going to play those, and then after those are done, we'll get on with session 1. So let's let the character intros roll.
Huh? What? Yes, Beanard, I'm doing it now. Yes, I know. I'll tell them. Hi, I'm Annah, and I'm super pleased to meet you. And so is Beanard. We love making new friends. Please, tell us more about yourself. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to be talking about me. I was raised by my parents, along with my brother, in the Antarac Mountains. My mom worked as a pest control caravan guard, and my dad was a sweet-as-honey beekeeper. Match made in heaven, am I right? It was from my dad that I got my love of nature and an affinity for all things small and crawly and buzzy and stingy and poisonous. He taught me how to harness my innate magical bug abilities. Let's see, what did I get from my mom? Oh, I know. And from my mom, I got a pointy knife once. I learned the hard way which end is the sharp one. And that's why I carry a staff now. No confusion. Shh, yes, Beanard, I'm getting to that. Now, I want to tell you about how I met my best friend in the whole wide world, Beanard. Years ago, my dad had tried to make a hardier breed of honeybee with a longer lifespan by mixing their makeup with the dire wasp. The queen died, but not before giving birth to one special batch. I watched over her eggs for days, patiently awaiting for my new friends to grow. Then one day, there was movement in the egg cell from just one egg. The determined larva wriggled and sprang forth, but it wasn't a larva at all. It was a fat, fuzzy bee with a hell of a business end that would have made my mom proud. And then that bee used it, over and over, stabbing all of its brethren's eggs until only it remained. And then it flew on top of my head and stayed there for 4 days straight. I had just become his best friend and confidant. He loved me so much. Dad says he held me hostage, but I know better. Isn't that right, Beanard? Some people might brush me off because they think I'm small, weak, or weird. That's fine by me. Go ahead. Underestimate the Verdant with a song in her heart and spiders in her pockets. I know firsthand that sometimes it's the small things in life that pack a punch.
At first glance, one might not expect much from me. Dark robes and a deep hood hiding my pale hair and elven features. Once a member of the Sormesh Academy, I, Theioryn, along with my friend Kovar, spent much of our days living the academic life under the tutelage of Master Lorig. Our purpose was to study the cataclysm and to identify dangers of the magics brought with it. We were young and curious, many times Morg having to reel in our determination to keep us from harming ourselves. I did my best to heed her warnings. Kovar, however, always laughed and brushed them off. Those days were peaceful, but then everything changed. It was supposed to be like any other expedition to the Deshkish forest. Gather samples, take readings, and return to evaluate the data. This time, however, disaster found us. Kovar, being brazen once again, came into contact with Amos, the White Lion, an entity of unknown origin. The being merged with Kovar, and he immediately fell to its influence. Emanating with strength, their joined gaze turned upon our group. I watched helplessly as my master and colleagues were slain. Kovar's new powers granted by the lion were terrifying. The reality of this nightmare truly settled in when they turned their attention towards me, sending me into the river below. As I drifted to the water, wounded and dying, my hatred began to burn at what Kovar had done and my own inability to stop it. Why had he not heeded our master's warning? Had it used him? Or was this Kovar all along? Slowly these thoughts quieted, and the fear of my coming death began to rise. And then Riem intervened. Appearing as a black unicorn burning in chains, she pulled me into her domain. She offered to join her power with mine and spare me of my dismal fate. The only thing she asked was for to hunt down and destroy the White Lion Amos. I thought of my master's face as she died at the hands of her own student. Her teachings and warnings filtered through my brain, but my hatred had begun to burn again. When given the chance, how could I refuse?
Greetings, the name is Zugink. Do not worry about hiding your confusion. I have become quite accustomed to the inquiry of how a bugbear is so finely dressed and mannered. I deeply regret that I cannot start from the beginning, as I cannot recall most of my childhood. I do know that fate led me to Ithomhir. My initial impressions of the city were adequate for my conditions at the time. My atrocious manners definitively devastated any connections I attempted. I was able to acquire odd jobs around town. Strength is always needed somewhere. During one of these jobs, Captain Ithomhir happened to see one of my displays of strength and approached me about joining the city guard. In retrospect, I did not realize the opportunity for what it was. I merely accepted it as just another job. Though my fellow guards and Captain Ithomhir's superiors were hesitant to accept my presence, my strength and loyalty earned me respect. Captain Ithomhir made sure I quickly became well acquainted with proper manners, as I was working with noble merchants on the docks. After many years, my squadron became my family, and I was accepted fully in their minds and hearts. Fate had been kind to me for quite some time, but fate can be a fickle thing. My shift had barely begun when chaos broke out on the docks. I still do not know what started it. We quickly tried to bring order. However, we were not prepared to deal with a sorcerer who could not control their magic. We had seen wild magic before, but I cannot find the courage to go into detail. My legs were broken. One of my trusted friends pulled me away from the chaos. His last words were, "Everything will be okay. You're not allowed to die on us," before he ran back into the fray. I was the only member of my squadron to make it out alive. It took some time for my wounds to recover, though after that day I could not bear to stay on the docks where my family died. I wrote up an official resignation. which my superiors were saddened to receive, but allowed my leave regardless. Now I journey to find a new purpose, and if fate wills it, a new family.
And we are back. Awesome. God damn it, that one camera just like eats its face every single freaking time. One moment, gotta fix the camera. Yeah, for whatever reason, this camera is just like every time the setting goes or it unsets, it's like, oh, by the way, we're gonna reset your properties, and then it's just like totally blown out.
Technology.
Maybe listen, we love a good buff, toofy fighter lady.
Yes.
The description's perfect.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, we joined the group on their journey, traveling with a merchant wagon caravan from Ithomhir to Amanodel. The group has been on the road for about 4 days now, traveling at a steady but still fairly relaxed pace. Starting out mostly as strangers, the group has gradually gotten to know a little bit of each other, a little bit about each other during the course of their trip. So you have the rhythmic, as the hoofs of the horse are paddling along, the rhythmic clicking of the hooves against the hard-packed earth, the creaking of the wood as the wagons jostle over the bumps in the road. The wagons themselves are horse-drawn, each have large arched canopies covering the wagons. Crates and barrels filling most of the space within the wagons, though there is some room within each of the carts that people are able to take a seat. There's brisk chill in the air. A bit of a cool wind rustling through the trees on each side of the road. The air smells a little bit damp, that familiar scent of rain to come filling your nostrils. And it's currently late evening. Jarvo, a heavy-set human with rough, tan skin, and who is also the caravan lead, lights a lantern and hangs it on a rod that he just stretches out, setting in, so it's hanging out in front of the wagon, dangling out in front of the wagon, letting up the road ahead. It's an hour from where we're bunkering down for the night. And Anna, you know the spot that he's talking about. It's a clearing about a day's journey from the village of Yesher, your home village. And one very commonly used by merchants and travelers. You usually end up waiting for a group that is traveling along, and you hop into their caravan, and that's one of the very frequent rest areas along the path south. So, as you guys have been alerted that you got about an hour out before you're arriving at camp, what are you doing?
Well, I'm probably going to be singing a sweet little song just to pass the time. I think I'm riding in the wagon because my short, stubby little legs don't get me there very quickly. So
That's fair. You are very, very short.
yes,
You're what, 4 feet?
I think 4 feet. Yeah, about that.
About that.
Yeah, I think I'll be tucked away out of sight for now.
Okay, so you're just sitting in one of the wagons?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm probably walking along beside one of the wagons. My hood's up. I'm just walking along. I'm paying attention a bit, but I'm just going to probably keep to myself
Okay,
as
so
we're walking. I'll notice that the little what's your race called?
Verdin.
Verdin. Yeah, I'll notice that the little Verdin is singing a pleasant tune. So
I just kind of picture your character like sitting on the back of the wagon, just kicking your legs. And
Oh, totally. Bringing home my baby bumblebee. That's totally one of those kids' songs.
I will not admit it, but part of me thinks it is a little bit adorable.
And what is our bugbear up to?
What's on each side of the road? Like, is there a difference? Are we going through wooded?
You're traveling through the forest right now. So Ithomhir's here. The camera doesn't show where it is. So Ithomhir's here, and that was where you started the venture. You've already traveled south of Torval Lake, and you're just passing in past Calig, and so you're just getting into this forested area in here.
So both sides of the road would be forested.
Yes.
Okay, then
Yeah,
I'm on. I'll just go the right side of the lead cart. That's the word I was looking for. With my glaive, like
over my shoulder, like in one of my hands, walking along.
Okay.
Can I take, actually, I know we've been walking, but can I
Yep.
do a quick glance at how big our caravan is? Is it
So
one,
there's 3 wagons.
3 wagons?
Yeah, there's 3 wagons that are traveling along. And over the course of the journey, you've met the 3 different drivers of each of the different wagons. Jarvel is the plump fellow on the first caravan. Marcus, he's probably about 18, 19, 20 years old. Human is the second wagon driver. And then Corel, probably in his mid to late 40s. Little bit gnarled back, but he's the one who's driving the third caravan. Or the third wagon.
All human?
Yeah.
You said Jarvel was driving the lead one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so if I'm beside him, I'll be... How secure is this place we're staying tonight?
I've been there a bunch of times. I've never had an issue.
Sounds good.
Is it just us? Or are there more people with the caravan?
It's just you at this point. When the caravan first left from Ithomhir, there was 2 other wagons that were part of the caravan, but they had split off at earlier junctions.
Mm-hmm.
The road itself is... It's hard packed. It's obvious that there's been like a lot of traffic that goes through here on a fairly consistent basis. And usually it's groups that are traveling either down to Ithomhir or up to Amanodel will hop on board with whatever caravans and then split off whenever they need to at the different areas.
Are we planning, I guess I'll speak up also to Jarvel, are we planning on continuing forward, or is this town our true destination?
Oh, we're not a town we're getting to. It's just a clearing off the side of the road.
I see.
There's a couple towns that are about a day's journey beyond, but I'm making the venture all the way up to Amanodel.
I'll pop my head in from the back because I was sitting in Garl's caravan. I'll be like, it's actually a really nice place to stargaze where we're staying. You guys will like it. Just poke my head out. Shimmy back in.
You've been to where we're heading?
I take this road all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I never sell my merchant without these caravan friends of mine. I make this trip a few times a year.
Oh, what is it that you do?
I sell honey and mead.
Oh,
Want some?
no thank you.
All right.
I would take some.
Yeah. Come on back. Hide in back. Motion for you to come to the back of the caravan.
So I like slow down and like let it catch up to me and then just like hop on.
Okay, and so you're breaking out some of your mead.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Are you partaking of the mead as well?
Oh, of course.
Remind me, how strong was your mead? It's
It's
definitely no Kraken.
It's
but-
no Kraken.
I was gonna say we're not even 20 minutes in, we're cracking the meat already.
I like to headcanon that the guy that makes the Kraken uses my meat to take off the edge. So it doesn't make it stronger, it just makes it a little sweeter. Despite how terrible it still tastes.
A spoonful of honey makes the Kraken go down.
For those of you who don't know, Kraken was a black, very viscous drink, you could call it, that was very alcoholic, and that put them into comatose states a couple of times.
Barkeep, I didn't order pudding.
Yes, I imagine Everclear does not get close to Kraken.
Well, you can drink Everclear. You almost have to eat Kraken.
Alcoholic blood pudding.
Alrighty, well, roll me... How much are you two drinking?
I'll just kind of like sip at whatever I was provided.
I have just like a little travel flask just for me, like it's
Okay,
outside
so
from the mare. Where's
You're not pulling a Morbidia and for snickering yourself right out the gate.
No, I gotta make a living.
Okay, to be fair, considering your size, it wouldn't take much to get you on your ass either.
Very true. I want to like true.
Alrighty, as the caravan continues clattering along, the wind does start to pick up. The branches and the boughs of the surrounding trees creaking and moaning as they sway in the wind. The horses startle slightly at the sudden surge of wind, kind of whinnying and tugging at their reins. A loud clap of thunder just echoes throughout the woods, followed up by you can start to hear that oncoming prattling of rain coming on the canopy overhead, and as you can almost see that wall of rain just gradually moving towards the caravan.
I pull up my hood even, like, it's already up, but I, like, tuck myself even more underneath it.
You can tell the hair's up and in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, after not a minute, the heavy rainfall begins on the ground, the canopies and the wagons. Jarval kind of he flips up a hood over his head and just kind of hunkers in.
I am actually now gonna run up and, like, grab onto one of the wagons, so I'm not walking in horse and wagon mud. Because horse and wagon mud sucks.
Yep.
And is deep, and it will make me lose a boot or two.
At least. So which wagon are you on at the moment?
I'll join to the middle wagon.
Okay, and you're in the third wagon?
Garel? Did I say that? No.
Corel?
Thank you. Yeah.
Jarvo, Marcus, and Coral.
Okay.
And so you're in the third wagon then?
Yes.
And Zugink is back in that third wagon as well?
Yeah, because I was drinking with the smaller goblinoid.
I guess I'm gonna, like Marcus is there, right? I'm gonna call up to Marcus. I'm gonna be like, is it safe to continue with such a thunderstorm?
Well, we're about an hour out from the rest stop, so it'd be easier to bunker down there than try and hunker down in here. The horses have been through worse.
Well, you guys are the experts.
And you continue on, and about 20 minutes pass. Is everyone still sitting in their carts?
After having a bit of a drink, I'd hop back out and go back up beside the first cart.
Okay, so you're walking by the first cart. Okay, right or left?
I'll go with right again.
Right again? Okay. So I need you to make me a perception check. And are you in a wagon or just like riding on the side? Or
I'm kind of probably standing, but I'm behind the driver. So probably have like a hand stabilizing myself on his seat, but I'm standing in the wagon behind him.
Oh, okay. Then you'd be making me a perception check as well. You're kind of sitting...
I like to think that I'm still riding in the wagon, but I'm kind of leaning out the door by the driver going, whee! And
Well,
I'm having my tongue out.
It's not like doors on the side of the wagon. It's basically like wagon, like big wooden box with a canopy over top.
I'll do that at the back then.
It's not a carriage. These are wagons, not carriages.
Sticking my head wherever I can out in the rain and enjoying it.
Yeah. So these wagons do have canopies?
Yes.
I am miserable. I rolled like a 5 perception. So like this is horrible.
Yep.
How far are we again?
A 17. Alrighty. So, and actually, Anna, roll me. You've got your head out the wagon. Roll me a perception check.
Oh, gladly. I rolled a 1. There's water in my eyes.
Water in your eyes, water in your ears, water in your nose. This is a great day. Alrighty. So, the two of you don't notice anything. You're enjoying the rain. You're hating the rain.
It's fucking miserable.
And you hear, like, a bit of... Actually, let me check to see what the driver's here as well. Okay. You end up hearing a bit of a low growl coming from the because of the rain, it's hard to figure out exactly where it's coming from, but you hear it once, and you kind of like perk up, and then after about 20-30 seconds, you hear it again, but it's closer.
Could I do a nature check to see if I know what is grappling?
Yeah, you can give me a nature check.
Cool. What was my nature? Okay, that's a 10.
A 10? You're not quite sure what this is, but what you can tell is it's big, and it's coming towards you.
Big growl coming towards us.
Yeah.
Did Jarvel seem to notice?
Jarvel has not made any mention or made any indication that he's noticed.
Okay, I'll bring it up with Jarvel. I'll be like, Jarvel, something is approaching us and growling.
He just kind of starts looking around, and he's like, "What do you think?" And as he's starting to look off to the right side of the wagon, you were on the right side.
Yes.
And like you kind of look, turning your head, following his gaze, and you can see a pair of very large and very angry bears rushing towards the caravan.
Ooh.
And
Bears, if they're not bug variety.
yes. So I would like people to roll for initiative.
Oh boy, right in it. Oh boy.
We are rolling right into this.
We're right into it. Oh boy.
And let's move that to there. That should pick up. There we go. Populated.
Yes.
So you should be able to see essentially what is here. Are you able to see that on your guys'?
We need the code.
Oh yeah.
You know the code. Brilliant.
The code is ominous.
I wrote it down on my paper. It's like I don't want to spell.
Ah.
Nebulous. It's not D&D if
Loading.
you don't get blackout wasted on the first session.
Yes.
Could not agree
Oh
more.
boy.
Bears.
Bears.
There
Two
be
bears.
bears.
Two bears. Two angry
Two
bears.
angry bears.
Bears.
And you should all have control of your characters.
Okay.
Is it double tap?
Single tap should... If you tap on your character and it selects them, then you are good to go. Alrighty.
Yeah.
So because you had filled your perception checks, as had all three caravan drivers, none of them got higher than a 10.
No.
It's
no.
like, you fuckers.
Yeah.
But you did, so you get to join in for the surprise round, but I do need everyone's initiative.
13.
16.
Zugink, Anna. So, Zugink, you were 13?
Yes.
Theo was 16. Anna,
I rolled a 7.
par for the course.
I'm so happy for her. I rolled a 7, you guys. Isn't that great?
Great.
It's so great.
If it makes you feel better, that's not the worst on our list. Alrighty.
Bears got natural 1. Bears got natural 1.
Yeah. Oh no.
No.
not bears.
Should have written this up ahead of time. And...
It's okay, level 1.
Yep. Level
Level
1, everybody.
one.
Yep, we're level 1.
1. Yeah.
And that was... And our bears. Okay. Okay, so... Because this is a surprise round, the first bear is going to rush up 5, 10, 15, 20, and he's going full tilt, just smashing into the side of the wagon, which is why that first wagon is kind of fucked up.
Oh no! Jorvel, we hardly knew ye.
Jorvel is prone on the ground at this point.
Oh no, Jorvel!
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yep. Yes, basically, the bears had started out by just rushing in and ramming into the wagon. Not basically snapping some of the wheels on that first wagon and tipping it.
Not the wagon.
With you actually having been perceptive enough to see them coming, it is now your turn, Zugink.
Okay, so what's his name is on the ground? Jarval.
Jarval's on the ground.
Okay, I'm going to move around the bear and like stand. I guess I can't stand on top of Jarval.
No, you cannot stand on top of Jarval.
Damn it. Trying to get between bear and Jarval.
Okay. So where are you going to?
Solution. I am going to try to grapple the bear.
This is going well. Put it in a headlock.
I'm going to suplex this bear!
Alrighty.
Put him in a figure 4 leg lock.
Bear cannot attack Jarval if bear is grappled.
Okay, so for grapple, that is your strength, or your athletics versus its athletics or acrobatics.
I have a 19.
So does it.
How did that happen? Shit.
Bear is strong. What?
Who the thunk it? That being said, that is not what I needed to bring up.
On a tie, the status quo stays, so... I was not grappling the bear when I started trying to grapple it.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I think it would actually beat it. Or I think, I don't think you end up putting him into a grappled state.
Yeah. Well, that's my action.
Alrighty, are you doing anything else? You have not moved. Nice rip, Jorval.
Well, I cannot protect Jorval from first bear. I will try to protect Jorval from second bear. Staying within the reach of the bear, so not inviting an attack of opportunity, but Jarval and other bear has to go through me.
Fair enough. Alrighty, and then the second bear gets its turn because it was part of the surprise round. And
Not the surprise round.
2, 3. It is going to go straight up to you, Zugink, because you are now in a threatening posture, and it is going to take a swing at you with its bite, or it's going to take a swing at you with its claws first. I'm guessing that a 11 doesn't hit you.
No.
No. That's a good roll.
So it misses its claw attack, but it's going to try and take a bite at you as well, which is another 11. I might have to... Let's just open up the dice jail now.
Always have the dice jail ready.
Well, the dice jail is here. It just wasn't open yet. I didn't think I was going to have to do it on the first set of dice. Alrighty. So it takes its 2 swings at you. Does not manage to actually get a hold of you. Managed to kind of stave off its attacks with your glaive and stepping out of the way. Which puts us back to the top of the round now that the surprise round is over. Theo.
Oh, it's me.
Theioryn, what is...
Well, seeing as 2 bears just came out, it's like, I'm going to I'm going to actually stay on the wagon, but I'm going to fire Eldritch Blast at the first bear. Eldritch Blast!
Best cantrip.
Alrighty.
So, oh no, I rolled a 7.
That is not gonna hit.
Nope. I figured
Surprise,
not.
surprise.
I'm so surprised that there are bears. I'm like, what? What is that?
Is this creature? Why is it so hairy?
Is that what I think it is?
So are you staying on the way?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on the wagon.
Okay, so you're not moving anywhere, you're just staying
No.
on the wagon? Okay.
And I'm gonna put that in jail already.
See, I'm not the only person who's utilizing dice jail right out the gate.
Man die.
Alrighty, so the bear number 1 gets to take its turn, and the bear basically crawls stepping and breaking part of the wagon as he's just crawling up and over onto the edge so you can get a good look at his food, which is currently on the ground.
Oh no.
And it is going to take a swing, which it does have advantage on because Jarvel is prone. Which, that's fails its first attack.
I was gonna say, oh no, the last poor Jarvel, we hardly knew ye. I tried.
And then it's going to take its bite attack,
She got my
which
bear.
does hit.
No!
And that is 1d6 plus 2. So Jarvel takes 4 points of damage, of piercing damage.
Oh no.
And that is the first bear's turn. Zugink.
Okay, so seeing this bear biting into the person, I'm just like, no, and I take my glaive and just try to whack it.
Okay. Roll for attack.
That is a 18.
18 does hit.
Hooray!
And that is 10 slashing damage.
10 points of slashing damage. Alrighty. So you get and you were going for the one that was attacking Jarvel?
Yes.
Alrighty, so you get a good solid cleave in across its hide, and it kind of rears up, swinging a little bit around. But it is still up. You did not fell the beast in a single blow.
I didn't expect to fell a bear in a single blow.
Yeah.
But if you happened,
Not without a crit, at least.
Yep. Alright, Anna.
well, I think I'll have heard the commotion by now, even though I'm
Yes.
kind of gallivanting in the back.
People will definitely be yelling
Yeah.
at this point.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna peek out of the back of the wagon and go, cricket feet! And I'll jump out. And I will move up. And I am going to just fling a firefly at this. Did the ping work?
Hold down and then release. Yep.
Okay, at that bear.
Okay. So you hold it in your hand, that little firefly conjures into existence in your palm and
And I send it off.
goes flying off towards the bugbear. Make your ranged attack.
Well, if 14 hit a bear,
14 does hit.
hooray!
So you see your little firefly kind of darting and weaving through the air, and it lands on the hide of the bear, and then just erupts in flames. Bear kind of shimmies and shakes. Once again, just irritated. So roll me your damage.
8!
8 points of damage. Alrighty. So the bear is it's still up, but there's now this burned patch of fur on its butt.
Excellent.
Corel. So Corel is upon seeing because these are not small bears by any stretch of the imagination. And actually, Anna, you'd know just from previous experience with bears, just living in an area near here, these bears are abnormally large.
Aw, dire bears.
Not quite dire bears, but these are pretty damn big bears.
Demi dire bears.
Dire bear.
Demi dire bears, oh my! But he starts trying to turn his wagon,
Is that fucker leaving us?
and he's trying to move. He's trying to get the horses to start moving away.
I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
He's all for personal survival over anything else.
Protect my honey!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because your boots is in the back.
Very okay with that.
Bears like honey. Why are we using those to distract bears?
I think right now they just want, like, Jorval.
And meat.
Yeah, they want man meat.
Well, that and Anna wouldn't have a whole lot of honey at this point because Anna's returning to her home village after having been selling her wares in Ithomhir.
Very correct.
Or Ithomhir. Ithomhir. I shouldn't have used so many ifs. Anyways, so we are on to Mark, who is the second caravan. He is going to reach down and pull out a small hand crossbow. And he's not wanting to get off his wagon. He's got the reins in one hand, but he's going to try and take a pot shot. And he does hit. He is going to... He does 3 points of damage to the bear. And that was to that bear.
Okay.
Mr. Singed over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Burn Booty. Alrighty. What puts us on to bear number 2, which is Burn Booty. Speaking of booty, it's going to try and take a swing at yours. Because you were right in front of it, and you turned your back to it. So, that is worse than the previous roll, so that's going to just go in dice jail. Let's move on to the next D20.
How many D20s can we get in the jail?
Does a 15 hit you?
No.
No.
Ow.
Damn. Well, your AC is what?
17.
I'll take it.
AC. Hot diggity. Alrighty, so its claw attack and its bite attack do not manage to find any grip or ground on you.
I kind of feel it hit my arm.
Tap.
The second one was pretty close.
Tap.
Yeah, Bear just walks up, just slaps her ass.
Rude!
Alrighty. Jarvel's turn, and he is going to...
Run away, Jarvel. Don't be a hero.
What is he going to do?
Jovel, punch the bear in the nose.
Assume the fetal position.
Stop, drop, and roll. Oh wait, that's fire. That's what bears are doing. Jarvel is going to attempt to crawl away into his wagon. So he's trying to move this way, although he does leave the bear's attack range, as he's just like...
Jovel not smart enough to disengage.
No.
He's panicked.
Yeah.
He's in panic and he just got bit by a bear.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's just trying to get away as quickly as possible, and so he's trying to take cover in his thing. The bear does not hit on the attack of opportunity, as Jarvel is crawling into the wagon. The wagon, some of the cloth, like the bear's claw, catches some of the cloth, but doesn't quite find any grounds on Jarvel himself. Which brings us back up to the top with Theo.
Seeing that my new companion is between two bugbears, and we've seen the attacks on two of them, I'm still going to hit this one. Let's see if you see my ping. Don't see my ping.
The one on the
Nope, I don't
The
see it.
one on the left.
One on the left.
So-
Bear one.
Yeah, the bear one, and I'm going to be like, damn it, and I'm just going to take the chain that's wrapped around my arm, and I'm going to wrap it around my hand, and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
There, now we have left bear and right bear.
Yeah, left bear, right bear.
So you're casting Guiding Bolt on
Yeah.
on left bear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does a 10 hit?
A 10 does not hit.
Man, that goes in jail too.
Basically what you're saying is I should just pass you this box, you have more d20s to go through.
Yeah. Can you maybe lend?
I just got the
Give-
flat of dice.
I'm having flashbacks. horrible, horrible flashbacks.
What is it with the first combat and just not being able to hit anything? Because this was like last round too. It was like Mel was like critting with the fucking cannon, but no one else would hit Jack.
Nobody can hit jack shit.
I did hit the bear once.
You did.
So
I also hit the bear.
we're doing alright.
I also had a good roll to grapple the bear. It was just as good.
Yup.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Are you doing anything else? Or are you staying in the wagon?
Well, I don't really want to get close to the mauling bears because they're big bears. This is probably my first time I've seen a bear, so I'm going to
bear, bugbear, and a bear. You don't want to get closer. Sounds good.
I work really well at long distance, so I'm going to stay back here.
Fair. Alrighty. I did not mean to like discombobulate the wagon.
The friendly bugbear has not been hit yet, and
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying the fight. So
Yeah.
It's all good.
Alrighty. Well, with Jarvel having scampered into the wagon, the bear is going to turn its attention back to you. Left bear is going to turn its attention back to you.
Hello,
And
bear.
it is going to take a swing at you.
I hope it's as derpy as Left Shark.
No. Does a 18 hit you?
18 does
18
hit.
does hit. Which is, that was his claw attack, which is 2d4 plus 2. 1, 2. So that is 9 points of damage.
Ouch.
Ooh.
And then he is going to take his bite attack, which he rolled a 2. That does not hit. So you take a really hefty hit from that claw, just like tearing through a little bit of your armor and just finding some good solid connection there. What is your health?
12.
Yeah.
So you're at
That's
3.
what I thought.
Yes. That hurt.
Okay. Actually, grab this now. What is your health?
Oh, it's 9.
9, and what is your AC?
My AC is 12. Yeah, it's 12.
And then Anna, you are AC 11?
My AC's 13.
13.
I'm a small creature.
Ah, yes. And your health?
10.
Borla's got the lowest health.
Yep.
Borla's got the lowest health.
Shooty shooty bangers.
Shooty shooty bang bang.
Alrighty. So, you've taken that hit, and it is now your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna take my glaive and like as it's clawing me, I'm just like going to bring it back and try to shove it into his like face.
Nice.
Okay. So you roll me for your attack.
That is a 22.
Yay!
Totally missed. No, you solid connection.
Nice.
Bear's AC is 30.
That is going to be 12 slashing damage.
12 slashing damage.
Very nice.
So you bring that back, and how'd you like to do this on bear number 1?
Okay,
Yay!
it's just going to go like right through the throat and just like stab right in, getting all those nice juicy organs behind that. Pull it out and just starts bleeding as it like flops down in front of me.
Yeah, the bear gurgles a little bit, blood dripping forth from its neck as it kind of then drops and slumps and just is no longer moving.
And
So
then I am going to turn to right bear, and I'm just going to like yell at it at the top of my lungs, and second wind.
Okay.
Which brings me back up to full health.
Nice.
Holy hell, okay.
So that's
Oh no, one short of full health.
so you're at that gave you how much health? 8
9.
or 9?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that put you back at full
Oh yeah,
health?
that does put me back to full
Yeah,
health.
because
Yeah.
you had
Yeah.
12 health.
Yes.
Okay, so yell, get your second wind, and you're back up to full health. Alrighty, that puts us on to Anna.
Anna, alright. I'm going to continue to move forward just a tad. Over there. And we're just going to send another firefly over at the bear, because that was effective last time, so we're going to do
Alrighty.
it again.
So you conjure up that little firefly, and
Oh, that was really bad. 7.
7. It does not quite hit.
Just buzzes off.
As it's flying, you watch it kind of weaving as like the heavy rain is pelting down. You watch it hit and hit and hit as it lands on the ground and it slowly fades away.
Fizzles out. Go.
It's so
I
sad.
should have made that connection. Sorry, friend.
Alrighty.
Yay, level 1.
Coral, who is no longer able to see the bears because he's turned his ass, is hightailing it out of there, and he has gotten his horses and his cart turned around, and he is mamoosing.
No, not your cargo.
So Coral has left. Marcus is going to take a pot shot with his small crossbow, which does not hit the bear. So that shot just goes a little bit wide and just glances over the bear, which it is now Bear 2's turn. Right Bear, who is going to take a swing at you after having just watched you murder the other one.
Murder is a pretty strong word.
Yeah.
17.
Yep.
And not as much damage this time. 3, 4, 5, 6 damage.
Okay.
If it's at half health.
And then is going to make its bite attack, which it does not hit.
Okay. Sounds good.
I was looking at my tray here. I was like, where the hell is my other dice? Oh yeah, I put it in dice jail already. Okay, so yeah, it hits you for the 6. Does not land its second hit. Which puts us to Jarvel, who is... Are you bold or no? No, you are not. He's cowering in his wagon. Which is fair.
Is he at least trying to staunch the flow of blood?
Yeah.
He's currently just kind of like fetal position in the wagon.
Yeah. Crying,
Yeah, more or less.
gibbly tears down his face.
He has one hand, or one health, so yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Theo.
Well, since I can't aim worth shit, I'm just gonna cast Healing Wind on Zugink. You get 5 health back.
Oh, okay. I'm just being bounced all over the place.
Yeah.
You have how much health back?
Yeah. 5.
So I'm up to 11.
Woohoo! Okay, so now we are on that bear's dead. Zugink, it is your turn.
All right. Feeling the refreshment of having health again.
Yeah.
For the third time.
Third time today.
I'm going to bring my glaive up and try to stab it down on the bear's head.
Okay, roll for your attack.
Does a 19 hit the bear?
Yes, the 19 hits the bear.
No, that's not as much damage. That is only 4 slashing damage on the bear.
Alrighty. So you get a solid hit in, but the bear is still standing. It does look like it's not doing the greatest, but it is still very much standing. Alrighty, Anna.
Okay, I'm going to move up to the wreckage, getting a little bit closer, and I'm going to try for another firefly, hoping that closing the distance will let it not deteriorate as quickly into the rain. For 9.
9.
Hey.
Does not hit.
Not going well.
So once again, you send off this little firefly. You start to conjure it up as this big raindrop just splashes right in your hand. Just bloosh.
Ah, crow's feet. Okay.
Alrighty. Coral has already left. Mark is going to take a shot with. Actually, now he's more concerned about what's going on with Jarvel's. He's gonna look at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hold. and just gives you the reins.
Wait, what? What? You're giving
then-
these to me? This is a... I would...
He's gonna jump off the wagon and
man.
he's gonna go running up
Young man,
to the other wagon.
this is a horrible idea. Oh no.
And you can even feel like the tugging of the horses, because he was trying to keep the horses from just booking it. But you see Marcus run up, and he's kind of like pulls aside part of the cloth at the back of the wagon, and like he's like inspecting Jarvel in there.
How do you get them to not do things? I'm not very experienced with four-legged.
The bear is going to actually. Yep, bear's going to take another swing at you.
So the four-legged bear.
Yeah,
Were you suiting it?
Yeah. That's probably why I'm missing.
And the claw attack misses. And the bite attack hits.
No, not the
Yeah, it
bite.
was 19 for the hit on that one.
Oh no, it's not the bite.
Which does 4 damage.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah, 1d6 plus 2. Alrighty, and he gets that little bit of a grip on you, but you manage to pull your arm free before it can get a good solid grip on your arm. Jarvel is currently shitting himself. Him and Marcus is currently trying to get him, trying to coax him out the back of the wagon, just trying to get him further away, but no such luck at this point. Theo.
Well, I'm standing there, I'm holding the reins. These horses are probably rearing up and really, and I'm oh, and I'm just going to pop off an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And don't be nice to me, die. No. That is a fat no. That is just a boom! God found it!
Okay. And make me an animal handling check.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, you do that. Do that to me too, why don't you? Oh, that's a 16. Hush. Shh. Quiet. It's just a bear. It's just a bear. Quiet. Stop moving.
So with your panic desperation of trying to convince these horses to not hoof it, and you're pulling on the reins that trying to keep them in tow. You do manage to keep them generally where they're standing, but they kind of move a little bit right, left, a little bit. You manage to keep them generally still.
They're moving side. One of them's trying to rear up on the other one. It's shh. Let's sing a little happy song.
Zugink.
Okay, so the going down on their skull didn't quite work as planned, so I go, and I pull back and go for the heart as I did for the first one.
Okay.
Oh, that is a 9.
9 does not hit.
So I pull it back and I try to get it, but I wasn't able to quite angle my large weapon correctly, and I was just
You catch some of your some of the glaive on the other bear, and so you don't quite get the kind of swing you're anticipating. Alrighty, Anna.
This really isn't going good. Okay.
So Anna's gonna move. Would moving here up to the bear provoke an attack of opportunity?
No, it's only when you leave their attack range that you provoke the attack of opportunity.
All right, I'm gonna move right up to the bear and be like, all right, Mom, what would you do? I'm gonna smack the bear as hard as I can, summoning a firefly as I do it.
Okay.
I rolled a 2. I am petting the bear. Please stop. Please stop, Mr. Bear. His name is Teddy.
And he's my new friend.
Yeah, you go and you're getting ready to cast a spell, and you slap your hand down on the bear, and then you start to cast a spell, and then you realize that your hand is now just gripping this wet fur, and you're just
Ew.
oh
no.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit slimy.
Well, this can't end well.
Oh man, you guys.
Marcus is able to convince Jarl to try and move with him out. And so Marcus is holding his movement to basically travel with Jarl back to... Actually, what? No, he's just going to grab him and start dragging him. Jarl no longer has a say in the matter.
Yeah.
And so he starts dragging him...
Oh no!
Oh
no!
It's a beautiful intro.
No, man, he starts dragging him.
All the way back to the wagon.
It's a very beautiful, touching scene.
Yeah, so he's currently dragging Jarl back toward the other wagon, which puts us to Right Bear, who, having just been slapped on the ass, is going to turn and take a swing at you.
Aim high.
Yeah, you're cute.
Is a 19 high enough?
Oh
Oh.
no!
Yes, it is.
Oh no!
So it turns and gets a swing at you with its claw, and that was the 2d4.
D2, D4.
2d4. Yep. And that is 7 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
As this bear just turns and slashes you, and then is going to turn back to you and take another bite, because you are still the biggest threat, but the sudden appearance of small Cretan slapping its ass.
Yes.
And that is a 19 to hit.
Ouch.
This bear's kicking our ass, you guys.
Which is 5 points of piercing damage.
Can't do anything.
Yeah.
Five
Like, just
5 points.
this damn
I'm
dice.
still standing.
Still standing?
Oops. That was one too many.
You're still standing?
Yep.
Okay. How many hit points do you have?
2.
How many hit points do you have?
3.
Oh, God.
Have you been updating it on...
I'm trying to hit the
D&D
damage
on?
thing, and
Yeah.
she's not
Weird.
going.
Weird.
Hit.
That's bad.
Yeah, 'cause we have the D&D Beyond thing functioning on our Twitch.
Oh,
there you go.
there it goes.
Yeah.
Now it's working?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you are at 2 health currently.
Yes.
Oof. Okay. Which... Now it is Jarvel, who is currently just having his ass dragged along. Alrighty. Theo.
Well, seeing as, like, I see people very hurt, I apologize. I'm going to take the one who's hurt the most, and I'm going to pop another healing wind. Or healing light. You get 5 hit points back.
On to Zugink.
Yeah.
Nope, that's supposed to be a +5, not a -5. That'd have been bad.
And then I'm going to continue
I like this one.
singing my lullaby. Oh, it's just a bear. It's really not that bad. Are you done dragging him yet?
And make me another animal handling check.
Oh, God.
As you are still holding onto these horses.
Oh, no. That's a 5, Dad. There's a 5. Mm-hmm.
That is a 5. Okay.
Oh, no.
Trample the bear.
Trample the
Come on,
bear.
horses.
Yeah.
The
That's what I should have done. I should have ran over the bear.
the horses start pulling forward.
Oh, no. Oh, no. 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 No.
And trying to have them avoid
Yeah.
running over top of.
Yeah.
There we go. They're pulling forward.
No.
They're pulling around, trying to get past.
No. No. Stop. Stop it. Stop.
Alrighty. And So that puts us to Marcus, who is going to let go of Jarval and is going to try and jump on the wagon to grab the reins. And so he's gonna reach out, just yank the reins out of your hand and just pull.
Gladly.
Starts pulling on the reins, and the horse kind of like stop as they're like trying to like squeeze past, and that puts us to Bear 2.
Wait, the Bear 2 has gone, and I haven't gone since Bear 2 has gone.
Oh wait, no.
Wow, Aaron, you just really want to kill us this first. Just
crazy.
wow, just like campaign 1.
No, that's correct.
I haven't gone since Bear 2 attacked me.
Yeah, the bear attacked, and then I went.
Oh, yep, that's right. Never mind. Zugink. I need to spread these out more.
Everything's a blur.
Seeing smaller goblinoid be attacked by bear, I go, Anna, no, and I try to shove you away.
Yeah.
I think you do it willingly, like very easy.
Yeah.
Away, nothing.
So yeah, so I like try to shove like further back and step between Bear and Anna.
Okay.
So I used like the shove action to push her away.
Okay, so yeah, you can. So it'd be technically your athletics versus your athletics or acrobatics, your choice. But you can choose to fail it. Thus,
I'll choose to fail it. It's better this way.
Okay, you're pushed back, and then you're stepping into.
Yeah, stepping in the way.
Okay.
And that's the limit of my actions.
Oh, that was very nice of you.
Yeah, because it takes an action to shove.
Yeah.
That puts us to Anna.
Right. Well, come on, Firefly. Just do this one thing for me. I know you can. I believe in you. I'm gonna hold out my hand. I'm gonna summon it again and blow it off.
It's okay.
Does an 18 hit?
18
Yes.
Yay!
Please kill this bear.
Love of
I
everything.
just needed a little incentive. You know what I mean? Does a 7? Well, I do 7 damage.
Does a 7 hit? No.
20.
Yeah. We've determined that a 7 does not hit.
Yes. So you're like, come on, and you see, like bright flame as it like lights up in your hand, and just soars around, just hitting the butt of the bear once more, adding a second little burn patch on the bear.
How's the bear looking?
The bear's looking pretty rough.
Oh. Yeah.
Bear's not down though.
There's not
Bear's
down.
not down, but bear's pretty rough. Okay, at this point would be when Marcus jumps on the wagon to stop the horses from running away.
What took you? As he takes the reins.
And he just stops and he points down at Jarval, who's laying on the ground. And Bear is going to take a swing at you. And 15 does not hit.
Nope.
So its claw attack does not hit. And its bite attack does even worse.
Oh.
Thank God. Level 1.
I stand proud of the fact I have defended this small goblinoid. Anna will not die today.
Alrighty. And Jarval is going to try and crawl his way into the wagon. He manages to get up on the wagon, kind of like flumps back into the back of the wagon, which puts us back up to the top, which is Theo, followed by Zugink.
Now that
I'll remember that time.
now that the reins are out of my hands, I'm going to step off the wagon. If I can move myself there, and I'm going to look at the bear, and I'm going to be like, what use is things if I can't bloody hit anything? And I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast one last time. Does a 14 hit?
14 hits.
Finally!
Oh,
Woohoo!
D12, right?
Woohoo! It's a D10.
Okay, still good.
I did 1 damage.
Oh.
How did I actually do this? I had one fucking health.
And I take my summon my burning energy, and I just go, I'm just pissed, right? It's wet, it's raining. What the hell is this man doing groveling on the ground? I know he got attacked by a bear, but damn it, I was forced to sing to horses, and you stupid fuzzy beast, and I just throw away energy at the bear.
And as that energy just hits the bear, you just watch, like, it takes the hit and just, like, staggers back a bit, and it turns to you, like, rearing up for another attack as its one leg kind of crumples and gives out as it falls to the ground. You watch its chest just heave twice, 3 times, and then just sinks and no longer comes back up.
Once it does that, I fall to my knees, like, after the wound, just like, oh, I just, like, lay on the bear. It's like, this is now my pillow.
I put my hands down, I just... I come walking over. Is everyone all right?
I hand an axe to you and I'm like,
Oh,
bear pelt worth money. I'm going to fix cart as I stand up and try to, like, fix the cart the bear knocked over.
Wait. No, thank you. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, after they say no thank you, I go, head trophy worth money, pelt also worth money, meat food. And I go to, like, try to... Actually, I analyze the cart. Did they break the wheel? Like, is the wheel compromised?
On the wagon in the front, the wagon, both wheels on the far side snapped when the bear hit the wagon.
Okay.
Also, the wooden, I can't remember what it's called. Jamie, the spout that goes out that sits between the 2 horses.
The spout that sits between the 2 horses.
The wooden thing that connects to their
Can't remember what it's called at the moment.
Either way,
Yeah.
the wooden thing that connects to the
harness,
the
and then
harnesses.
there's the...
Yeah. That broke, and the 2 horses that were on that front wagon had just hoofed it.
They booked it.
Yeah, as soon as the wagon got hit and Jargo lost the reins, like, that thing snapped and the horse just took off.
They're running for home.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I will analyze the wares inside then. Is there anything worth salvaging?
Roll me an investigation check.
That will be an 11.
11. So, looking through, most of the crates in here are actually empty. You get the feeling that he's probably returning from selling wares as opposed to buying them. You do end up finding a couple crates that they mostly had just, like, miscellaneous food, some bread, some dried fruits, stuff like that. But for the most part, the crates and barrels and all that kind of stuff in the wagon are empty.
Alright, I'll take any of the crates that do have things and start trying to load them into the second cart.
Okay.
Do you want this back?
I look down and be like, do you
heavy.
not know how to use an axe?
No.
Oh, my apologies, and I take it back.
Thank you.
Like, I'll get back to this once these on that cart.
My arms for a moment.
I look at the smaller one. Do you know how to use axe?
Yeah, but I'll get the bear meat in a minute.
Okay.
Because, yeah, bear meat's tasty. We're not leaving this.
You took a hit.
Yeah, I did. I'm bleeding a little.
I'm
I'm okay, though.
For real. For sure.
Well,
Surely, truly.
If you got healings to spare, I'll take some.
Well, yes, but it will make me quite useless in the future.
That doesn't sound good.
Are we close to your town?
Half hour? No, my town. No, the rest stop. Half an hour.
Rest spot was about half an hour away on the wagons. The the town that Anna's from is another day's journey beyond.
All right then.
Not really.
So we may be resting in half an hour.
If not here, we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm gonna go talk to Garvel. I'm gonna go fix him up real good.
Okay.
I'm gonna chop up this bear afterwards.
All right.
And then we're gonna make a game plan.
All right.
I'm like, God damn it, Beanard! I'm gonna whistle really, really loud. So Beanard will get his furry little butt back there
from the wagon that took off. And I'm gonna grumpily saunter over to Jarvel, sorry. And I'm gonna kneel before him and dig around in my pouch.
Okay.
And we're gonna do cure wounds on this poor soul's face.
Oh, yes.
So from my pouch, I procure a writhing, slimy, goopy, gray slug, and I'm just gonna all over his face, rubbing it in real good.
As the slime from this slug just like smears all over his face, the goo from the all the slime coming off the slug starts to like fizzle and bubble a little bit as the wound slowly starts to close up.
For anyone that's curious, we healed him for 8 points of Dimaggio.
Which is more health than he had. So he is back to full health.
Okay. And is Beanard back after my whistle?
Yes.
Okay, like you need to watch while we do things where I don't even care where you were, just watch, okay? And then I'm gonna...
And like as you were like you'd whistled for Beanard, and as you're like going, like you look over, you just see Beanard on, like Beanard is sitting there on your shoulder. And
yes, I'm still mad at you. I saunter over to the bear.
Beanard just kind of like.
I have decent survival, so I'm gonna chop him up real good.
Alrighty, roll me a survival check then for bear number 1.
Oh, but I rolled an 8, or so I got an 8. Maybe I lost too much blood. I'm still a little woozy.
Okay. So you go up to the first bear, and so you just see Anna walking. Do you have an axe?
I do have a hand axe.
Good. So you just watch Anna just walk up to this bear and just starts hacking into the bear's neck. It's just little spurts of blood.
I just get to look back. I just shake my head. It's like...
As she's using essentially a hatchet to try and behead this bear.
Oh, is there actually any difference between, like, physical difference I've noticed between a goblin and a verdon?
Yes. The goblins have a much more football-shaped head, which includes a big wide mouth full of sharp teeth.
I'm a little less toothy.
The verdon is more humanoid than goblinoid.
Okay.
But the verdon does have.
I wouldn't ultimately, I wouldn't mistake her for a goblin.
Yeah, you wouldn't accidentally mistake her for a goblin.
And I go, Verdant said she knew how to use an axe. And I shake my head again and continue loading into the second.
Okay. After a little bit, you do end up getting the few crates that did actually have food and stuff into the other cart. Jarvel is at this point, now that he's gotten a little bit of healing, he's climbed out of the cart and he's assessing the damage of his wagon and his lack of horses.
Yeah, as I notice that he's looking, like I finish carrying all the stuff, I go up to him and I go, I apologize for the loss of horses. I could not stop the bear.
You were able to kill one of them, though.
I'm just glad that we got out alive. What is with these bears? As he's looking at the bears and roll me. Actually, the two of you can roll me knowledge nature. Mm-hmm. You haven't been here for 17 bears. You've got no.
I have no clue.
13.
Nature. It's all over me. Get it
What
off.
was yours?
13.
17.
17. So you're looking at these like these bears are kind of large, but and as you're looking at these bears, you can see that these bears, like even just like as you're like hacking away at its head, like you kind of notice as its like mouth is lulled open a little bit that there seems to be like this black ichor that's like dripping from its mouth, and the bear itself, like, there's something off about it. And with you having a little bit of magical inclination, something has messed with this bear.
Yeah.
Like, this bear did not reach this state normally.
Okay. I'm going to take my small glass jar, and I'm going to coax some of this ichor into it.
Okay.
To take back home with me to have it assessed by our alchemist.
Okay, sounds good.
And then I continue hacking.
Do I notice that she took black ichor out of the mouth?
Were you attempting to be subtle about it?
No, I'm not making a show of it. Or not making a show.
Not trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you'd probably notice as you're watching the Verdant go axe happy on this freaking bear.
On second thought, head pelt worth money. I wouldn't eat that.
Don't look at him. You might be right.
Is that not normal?
No.
No.
No, it's usually a little bit more foamy, a little less,
Oh.
I don't know, black tentacly.
Oh.
This is pretty gross.
Yes. Well, I wasn't
Have
sure.
you never seen a bear?
Once or twice. At a distance. Never up close. They were a lot smaller and a lot farther away.
Are you sure they weren't bigger, but just further away?
Well, maybe.
Thank you for the healing, though.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the
And
stabbing.
I walk up and I go, "May I hug you?"
Oh, no, thank you. No, please. No. Oh, we're doing it anyway. Oh.
No, if you said no, I didn't.
No, Anna's the one who would not ask.
Yeah. No. How about we shake instead?
Very well.
Whoa!
Your hand is just encapsulated in this bugbear's giant hand.
That's quite the grip you've got there. Well, I suppose you would have a large grip. You have a mighty glaive. Yes,
Yes, it comes in useful when you are a god.
I noticed.
I am recently retired.
Oh, you're you say recently well, I suppose that makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. Yes.
Alrighty. So you have your little jar of black ichor. Is anyone going to attempt to either finish beheading or salvage the bears before the Verdant gets to the next one?
Yes, I will take an axe and I will try to get the trophy of the head of the other one.
Okay, roll me a survival check.
Oh, that's only an 11.
11? You get a few good hits in, but you kind of, like, one of your swings just kind of misses and you kind of get cleaved, like, into the eyes.
That scar was there when we found it.
As it's, like, dripping, like, the black blood.
I'm just standing back and just like.
Oh, is it dripping
Ooh.
black blood out of the eye now?
Yep.
Yeah, I just kind of go, no one wants to buy that.
So do I notice then that it's not just from the mouth, but it's actually okay? So
Yeah.
from any wound, this thing is.
Yeah, even like the chest where you had originally stabbed the first bear and killed it. You hadn't noticed so much at that point. It was like the blood.
Oh, no, is there any on my blade?
Yes, because you just hacked into the eye, so there's definitely some on your blade right
Okay,
now.
I'm running and cleaning my blade.
Okay, so you clean off your blade. There's no visible damage to the blade from it.
Whew.
Yeah, it's not like this is acidic or anything like that. It's just very unusual.
Okay.
So what are people doing at this point?
I'm not very strong, and I'm not very good with animals, and I'm just observing, I guess. I go over to the horses. I pat one, two, then I go, good beast, and I just stand there and I watch as because I know nothing about bears. I just stand there and I guess wait till we get moving.
As you go up and you pat the horse, the one horse. So are you two going to continue shoving the bear, or are you leaving them?
No, it's
Leaving them in the road?
Gross. It's bad. It's not salvageable. It's oozy and black, and
I bet you there's a smell.
I don't know. Is there?
You figure there probably would be, but the rain is heavy enough that it's just kind of like washing a lot of that kind of thing away.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then I'll go up to Marcus and ask him, do you figure Coral will be smart enough to just come back, or is he gone?
Bastard ran off.
Yeah, with what little I had left. Not impressed.
See him again, I'll see what I can do about getting your stuff.
Alright, thank you. Have him throw something in extra. I don't care what it is. Just tell him I want interest.
Alrighty. So they finish gathering what they can from the first wagon, load into the second one is with a little bit more attention as they're progressing forward. Takes about half an hour, and before you arrive at the clearing, and the clearing seem like there's a couple other people who are sitting there. They've got a couple tents and a small fire, and they kind of look and they kind of wave and acknowledge as the group pulls in with the one wagon.
This is just an open field, right? There's no like little hut or anything.
Yeah, it's just a large clearing. Like, there's still trees around it, but the trees that were in the area have been like cut down specifically to make this kind of like a rest stop.
All right, and it's still raining.
Yes.
Sorry? Yeah, okay.
The rain has lightened up, but there's still a little bit of rain going on.
Then I'm inclined to stay in one of the carriages.
In the only carriage left.
Oh yeah, the only carriage left. Thank you. Yeah,
One left, the other got totaled.
The only
Yep.
the only covered wagon.
Yeah.
So you said there's a bunch of people around fires and stuff?
Yeah, there's 3 people that are sitting in the clearing right now. They've got a couple of tents and a small fire going.
Alright. I will approach them and I will say, "Greetings, fellow travelers."
When they first see you like stepping out from behind the carriage, well, like a little bit unaccustomed to seeing bugbears, especially ones that are talking, not stabbing. So they're a little bit wary, and the one is it looks to be a dad and his kid, and then another gentleman there. The dad kind of scooches his kid over a little bit and moves to the other side so that he's between you and the kid. Hey?
And I go, and is there a spot that I can sit near them?
Yeah, there's a couple of logs that are scattered around. The fire pit is something that's been repeatedly used.
Yeah, so I'll sit on one of the logs and I'll offer them one of my rations. I'll be like, some food.
We're good. We're good.
No, so I'll start eating it, and I'll be like, "So, have you had any weird encounters with bears on the road? We just ran into some unpleasant bears that attacked our caravan."
Bears? We don't remember the last time we saw a bear going along this trip. It's a little bit odd, but
Well, which way are you headed?
oh, we're heading south down to Ithomhir.
Oh, you're probably past the bears then. They're no longer with us.
Okay.
You're in a better place.
Hopefully less Uzi.
It was tough, but we had to let them go.
And he's just kind of so you killed them.
Yes, they didn't leave us a choice, regrettably.
Did you do anything that angered them, or go and mess with the cubs, or?
No, we were simply walking along and we were attacked by 2 bears. They were unusually large.
Weird. Well, thank you for the warning. We'll probably keep you traveling during the daylight. Maybe our trip's a little bit shorter, but thanks for the fair warning.
Well, fair travels to you, and I'll go back to our caravan.
Okay.
After finishing my food.
Yes. Theioryn, what are you doing?
I guess I'm going to take stock of the area. How many fires are there?
There's one fire pit. It's fairly large.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the stone circle around it.
Yeah.
The fire pit is in the center,
Yeah.
and then there's several logs that are laid. And just because of how worn the area around it is, you can tell that people have walked in and around that area. So it's very packed down, mostly dirt, not a lot of grass is growing in around the fire pit. So you get the feeling that this has been used hundreds and hundreds of times.
How many wagons are there?
There's your wagon, The group that is the 3 people that are there do not have a wagon with them.
Oh, okay.
They are on foot.
They're on foot. And it's just the other 3 people.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's Jarvel, Marcus, the 3 of you, and then the 3 people sitting at the fire.
Okay. Well, for now, I think I'm just gonna stay, like, leaning against the wagon, kind of just, like, watching everyone.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna people watch for a bit.
Okay. Anna, what are you up to?
I like to think that if anyone was to poke their head into the wagon, they'd see me like giggling because I've got my cure wounds slug on my neck, and I'm like, that tickles as I'm healing myself because I'm still very much hurt.
Yeah. So you just hear giggling and that tickles coming from the wagon.
No, Beanard, don't sting it.
Ooh,
For Max.
For Max.
Rolled an 8.
Healing.
Okay.
I pull my hood up a little bit more.
I do not know these people.
Just a little bit more.
Alrighty. So like you see Marcus and Jarvel, they kind of grab small tents that are rolled up from the wagon. They pull those out, and Jarvel kind of gives you an odd look with you like this like slug on your neck, and he just kind of shudders, just remembering you just taking that thing going splack onto his face. And he's going to they're going to pull their tents. They're going to quickly pitch their tents near the fire area. And then Jarvel, once the tent is up, Jarvel kind of comes back and leads the horses over and ties them up to one of the trees.
I'm gonna settle in for the night.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Jarvel, and I'm going to ask him, do you know if there's any water holes nearby that your horses might have run to?
Not that I can think of. But, I have no idea where they would have gone.
Maybe those 3 would know, and I'm going to reapproach. Are they still by the fire?
Yep. Yeah, they're just all sitting by the fire.
And I'll approach them and pretty much ask the same thing. Be like, some of our horses escaped. Do you know any, like, watering holes nearby they might go to?
I don't really know. This is our 3rd time going through here, so not too familiar with having them around. Mostly just stick to the main road.
Oh, thank you anyway.
See, Jamie would know where horses would go. Aaron doesn't.
Horseback in real life, yo.
Which is just entertaining. Which why is like, just give me the reins. And you're just like,
Yeah.
what do you not do with a horse?
Yeah, honey, what do you do? Yeah. Do I do what I do? Yeah.
Alrighty.
Driving is very different than riding.
Very fair.
Very different.
So you're settling in for the night?
I'm an elf, so I don't really sleep very much, but I'm just going to, I guess, yeah, I'm going to just keep kind of leaning against the side of the wagon and just kind of like allow myself to kind of doze, but
Go into your meditative trance.
go into my meditative state, yeah, go for a little bit. So.
Okay.
Before I turn in for the night, I'd like to check out the area, look for any signs of tracks, anything of that sort, to see if anything nearby that's terrifying like bears.
Bugbears have dark vision, right?
Yes.
Okay, so make me an investigation check.
Investigation. That is a 12.
12. So you're looking around, but you're not able to find any tracks, especially with the rain that's been muddying up everything as well. Not really sure what. You can see various tracks of small animals, but nothing that you couldn't find horse tracks or anything like that in the area.
Alright, I'll wander back and I see the elf kind of sitting there and be like, do you have first watch?
Sure. Yes, I can take first watch. Yes, I probably won't be sleeping much anyway. What with this wet, and this damp.
So I'll pull off my armor and like put it in one of the like under one of the canopies of the caravan, or I guess we only have one.
There's only one caravan left.
Yeah.
Only one wagon.
Yeah, so I'll put it like under there so like it's out of the rain, doesn't rust.
I hope everyone's
And,
getting comfy.
I'll kind of like sit down on one of the wheels and kind of like put my head against the wheel and like.
Just sleeping in the rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull my head up, my hood up even more. I tuck
Yeah, I'll
myself
kind of
underneath.
like actually, yeah, I'll use like my cloak as like a blanket and like cover myself. I, like so I'm not getting too wet, but I'm just like laying there.
I feel
Okay.
even more wet looking.
Just like seeing this bugbear just sleeping in the rain, just like, why?
It's just rain.
Okay.
I don't remember my childhood, but I'm sure I grew up in worse.
That's a good attitude.
Alrighty. So as the night starts dragging on, Jean, I get you to make me a perception check.
yay!
Oh yay!
Oh, yay, guys! Oh, yay!
Oh, this spot is cursed. Oh. That's a 6.
6. So after about 45 minutes or so, the rain lets up, and it's just a light sprinkle and misting. The clouds are still in the sky, so there's not a whole lot of light. But your watch goes through, and you're not noticing anything unusual. Like the 3 people who are sitting by the fire, they go into their tents and hunker down for the night as well. And then an hour passes, and 2 hours pass. And are you waking other people up? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna reach over. I'm gonna put my hand gently on. I just
Zugink?
on Zugink. I want to say Zugrink, but it's Zugink. And I say, I'm going to go into a meditative sleep now, or meditative trance now. Do you think you can watch?
I like open my eyes.
All right then. And I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna just keep leaning, and I'm just gonna close my eyes and meditate.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of just keep my spot, just awake now, watching.
Take your cloth off your head so you can see.
It's like...
Alrighty. Roll a perception check.
5.
Your watch passes by and you don't notice anything unusual.
Hey! Does this constitute as a long rest?
Yes.
Yay.
And
Take a long
a
rest.
couple hours pass. Are you waking someone else up to take next watch?
Do I get a long rest if I stay awake?
Nope.
Or, no? Okay. Then I have to wake someone else up. I will wake up Jarvel.
Okay. So you go and you wake up Jarvel, and he just kind of like climbs out of his tent and yep, I'm up. And he goes and he tosses some more wood into the fire pit and stokes it up a little bit and sits by the fire, just keeping general watch.
We're doing the thing where we have to use hit die to regain even on.
No, I think we're gonna scrap that.
You want to scrap that?
Yep. Just go full heal.
Oh.
And over the course of his watch, nothing happens, and go and Anna, you are woken from your sluggy slumber as Jarvel's kind of like prodding at your foot, and your turn.
My turn for what?
Keeping watch.
Oh, okay.
And he goes and he crawls back into his tent and curls back up again.
Oh, stretch. Do my stretches. Come on, Beanard.
Oh. Is it raining or cleared at this point?
There's just a very light misting.
Still misting. Okay, cool.
And as you're like, come on, Beanard, like tries to tuck himself further into your...
Don't be a baby. Okay, and I'm gonna go sit by the fire, and I'm gonna summon a firefly and just have it like dance around and entertain me. Occasionally, kind of looking at the trees, but
Okay. Roll me your perception check.
gladly. 17.
17. So while you're sitting there keeping watch, you notice the occasional creature, like small like forest animals and all that kind of stuff moving around, and
Yeah, keep going.
you see like a squirrel that's like scamper out and like kind of run up, and it runs over to where you had been sitting when you were by the fire, and like goes scrambling in the dirt and finds a small bit of ration and runs off with it. And
I'm like, oh, well, it's gone now. Zugink doesn't need to know. Just gonna pretend I didn't see that.
well, it wasn't a full ration, just like little crumbs and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, good.
Just like a full ration. I had
Yeah,
accidentally
just like just like watch this thing drag along. There's like biscuits. And hour passes, 2 hours pass, and the sun is starting to come up as your watch ends without anything terrifying occurring.
I did a good job.
Yeah, you watched that squirrel really good.
Yeah.
So as the sun comes up, that's where we're going to take our break. You guys also have your full rest, so you all do that. But we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. And yes, so we will be back shortly. Alrighty, and we are back, and hey, it didn't blow out everything this time. Woohoo! Progress!
Hey, progress!
Progress. My nose is itchy.
That sounded like a voice I remember from our last campaign.
Progress.
Yeah. That sounded like Captain Asshole.
Enemy matters.
No, the other Captain
I know.
Asshole. Yeah.
Alrighty, so the night passes by without any incidents.
Yay.
You're all healed back to full health, and as the sun's coming up, you're kind of stretching out. A little bit of a stiff sleep for some, but you get up and you can already see Jarvel and Marcus, who are like packing up their tents, wrapping them up, and you're awoken by them tossing one of the tent, or you're the last watch.
I'm awake.
Yeah, you're already awake. But you see them just going, kind of toss them in. You're kind of jostled away because just suddenly you hear the thunk of this like tent being dropped in the wagon behind your head. And just like,
Huh. I'm gonna get up. Go collect my armor, start putting it on.
okay.
Takes 10 minutes.
So you take your 10 minutes to don your armor.
I guess it would.
Yeah.
Although mine just goes back to this is why people in heavy armor have disadvantage on stealth. This is this gal wearing like plate mails, like trying to walk, every movement she makes. Alrighty. So as the group has gotten up and they've packed up their wagon. Shortly, like while you guys are still packing up, the other group of three have already wrapped up their tents and strapped those back on their backpacks and start heading down the road south. And what are people doing as the wagon is just finishing getting packed up?
I'm going to go to the back. I'm going to crawl in. I'm going to seat myself behind the driver's seat.
Okay, so you're just kind of sitting on a crate in there.
Yeah, I'm sitting on a crate. I look up at the sky. Is it still cloudy?
It's getting clear, like with the sun. Like, there's a little bit of an overcast, but it's not. There's still some sun that's starting to peek through the clouds.
Okay.
The rain by this point has stopped. You just have that like early morning, a fresh smell of just like the rain has subsided, and it's like the nice fresh smells of the forest.
Does the wagon have like a step on the back that one could like stand on and ride on, but be outside the wagon?
Not really. The back of the wagon can be folded down, but
No, I'd rather not. All right, I'm gonna just stay inside the wagon as well.
okay.
Hi.
Hello.
And what are you doing after you've taken your 10 minutes to don your armor?
Yes. I'm going to like stand around, wait for us to start going, and then I'm going to try to lead this time. That way, if scary things come, then hopefully I notice before they're knocking over the cart.
I'm also every once in a while, like once we get moving on, I'm just gonna like look back. I'm looking for just be like, is there any bears? Apparently bears come charging out of woods. This is a thing I've learned on this trip.
Yeah, you're not accustomed to seeing bears. You'd never seen it. Like you'd seen like a couple like
At a distance.
very very far distance, but they're not very common down like where you came from. So it was like kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. They're kind of. They were up close. You know, once they were dead. They were kind of chubby and fuzzy. And,
Yeah, they're usually cuter than that.
I was going to say, and then then the black goo came out. It was very, very unsettling. Very unsettling. I don't think I like bears.
Alrighty. So the wagons start rolling along, and is there anything that the three of you want to do over the course of the day during the travels?
I'm kind of just watching.
Just watching, keeping your eye out.
Keeping my eye out. Right.
Okay, roll me a perception check. 2.
Actually,
You
with my
don't
modifier, it is a 5. So,
Okay.
but base 2.
You didn't see shit.
I see nothing.
Yeah, you're.
I'm mostly just watching Anna, and I'm confused. There's a bee on her shoulder, and
This bee is about the size of a golf ball.
I'm just perplexed by this.
Want to see something cool? Beanard, business time.
And I like to think that he just like shink out comes his little like stinger.
Intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. It has a name.
It's Beanard.
Beanard.
Yeah, he's my best friend.
Adorable.
I know. Hey, buddy. I nuzzle him a little.
And I'll hop out of the wagon after about 20 minutes ride
Okay. And you're just going to walk along with the wagon?
for a bit. Yeah.
Okay. You got to move at a little bit of a quicker pace
Yep.
because short legs.
Yep.
But you're still able to easily keep up with the wagon. What are you looking to do over the course of the day? Aside from like you don't like getting up in the front, you're kind of like keeping watch as you're walking along and
Yeah, I'll have my halberd, or not my halberd. I have a
Glaive.
Yeah.
glaive over my shoulder, and I'm like walking
That other deadly
along.
weapon.
And when like Jarvel's driving again,
Yep.
we'll be like,
Jarvel and Marcus are like swapping off
yes.
as they
So
go along.
I'll like look at Jarvel or like talk back at Jarvel, be like, so how long left?
Assuming no more bears, I don't think losing another card would be a good idea.
We only got one, so that would be very inconvenient.
Yeah. Still a little bitter on that card. But we still got several days ahead of us before we get to Amanodel. Though the Shortlands back there and points to Anna is trucking along, and she usually heads off a little bit up here.
Where's she usually head?
Yeah, don't know the name of the town. Haven't been there myself.
Interesting. I continue on.
Yep. The one you'd have to ask about that is Anna. Aside from running along the cart, anything else you're looking to do over the course of the day?
No, just keeping an eye out. I feel like since we're so close to my stop,
Yeah.
and we're down an extra set of eyes and stuff, I want to just be more diligent about
Okay.
keeping sort of guard, which is why I'm outside.
We'll get a
now.
perception check from both of you as well.
Oh, okay.
Me as well? Yep.
16.
Oh, 2.
2? Huh. Maybe that table is cursed.
Yeah, it's a curse. This table is cursed. It's like
so-
the mummy. That's just cursed.
So you don't notice anything unusual as you're walking along. Anna, as you're going along, you're getting close to the area where you'd be normally splitting off, and which it's still about an hour walk away from your hometown. and you smell a little bit of smoke in the air.
Okay. I'm gonna look for smoke. I smell it. Do I see it?
The trees are obstructing your vision to be able to get any good look.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all right. Something could be burning in the forest. That's pretty normal. Okay.
Do I hear you say burning?
Yeah. No, I think I'm. Yeah. I'd probably be discussing with Beanard. Like, do you smell that? Yeah. Like a fire. So, I haven't made
I'll
any.
look back and be like, you smell fire.
Yeah. Don't you smell that? Like a.
Nope.
Like.
He knows it's just a little bit stuck.
Oh, well, that's good. Maybe it's just me then.
Well, I'll boost you up to give a better look.
Yay!
Is the canopy like solid? Could I stand on it?
No.
No.
It's cloth. It's not going to hold your...
I was wondering if there was like an actual wooden support thing or something.
There's curved wooden beams that just give
But
like the
would not
basic
support
shape.
bugbear.
That's not going to support the. That's not going to support the 300-pound bugbear.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I would have stand on like, just like the front of the car, like where the seat is, and I'll prop you up like on my shoulders. And be like,
John was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like, this is great. I normally don't get to see up this high.
Just because the obstruction of the trees, you're still not able to get a very good look in any direction.
Okay. We're about, how far off from Yeshir?
Yeah, sure. It'd take you probably about an hour if you're just like walking at a casual pace.
Okay. I'm gonna not double time it, but like maybe time and a half it, just keeping ahead of the horses, just to get home quicker.
Okay.
and I'll be like, where are you headed?
Home.
Where's
Yeah,
your home?
It's a little village called Yeshir. It's
Just off the beaten path. Go straight a little bit more. We'll come up to it on our left. We're not very
it's
far.
nearby.
Yeah.
I'm worried that's where the fire's coming from.
Well, I certainly hope not. There's a lot of forest, a lot of trees. Trees burn. It was raining. All right, let's go. Let's just
Is
go.
anyone else going to your village?
As you guys are traveling along, like you do end up seeing like this small like it's not a hard packed path, but you can tell that like people have made this turn off. You like not it's not a very well traveled path, but there's clearly that distinct like branching off, and that leads over towards the town of Yeshir. There's this little wooden post that has this little bee carving sitting on top that Anna had stuck there months and months and months prior.
All right. So this is me, Marcus. You're gonna talk to him and get my stuff back, maybe, and you're gonna square me up with him.
Yeah, try.
Great. You're a pal. Wonderful meeting everyone else here.
Is anyone else going with you?
I travel alone. Well, I'm not alone with a caravan, but no, it's just me.
Can we?
You are kind of small. Can I make sure you get home all right?
Oh, well, that'd be really kind of you. I'm sure I don't want to take you away from your other obligations, though.
My obligations were get away from Ithomhir.
Oh, then come along. I'm sure they'd be happy to greet you.
As we stop, I'd like to take another, because I've heard this talk of burning, I'd like to take a quick, sniff if moving closer, if it's gotten stronger.
Roll me a perception check with advantage because you know what you're trying to smell.
Perception?
Yeah.
19.
19. You can definitely smell the burning.
Is it coming towards...
It's stronger now than it was before. Like before you hadn't really noticed it, but as you're getting closer, the smell has gradually gotten a little bit stronger.
Yeah. Okay. If you don't mind, I think I'd like to come along as well.
Yeah, I've got no objections at this point. We're gonna go.
I get down and I go, I don't know if you two are staying, as I say to Dorval and Marcus.
Now we're heading up to Amanodel.
All right then. Well, safe travels, I guess. And
Best of luck. Keep away from the bears.
And I look at Jarvo and be like, well, will you be safe enough from this point?
Thought I'd be safe up to this point, but I got slugged.
To be fair, you took it like a champ.
What are the chances that it happens twice?
You
Don't
only
say
cried
that.
a little bit.
Wait a minute, you liked it.
My face still tingles.
Well, I hear it's only about a half hour off this direction, so I might catch up with you. If not, do not wait. It was nice traveling with you.
Now, does his face tingle from the bear or from the crazy slug that our little friend threw at him?
He just kind of like shudders thinking about the slug and kind of clacks the reins, and the horses start trekking off as you watch the caravan continue heading north.
Gonna boogie, double time, my short legs.
Okay, so you're hustling along.
Looking out over the, I guess, canopy to see if smoke becomes relevant in my vision.
Okay. So and you two are
Following.
probably fairly easily keeping up with the short link.
Yeah.
You're all trekking along, and the smell of the smoke, and even for you, like you start noticing it, like it is, you're definitely getting closer to the source of the smoke. And you hustle for about half an hour or so, and you get to you start coming up towards the edge of the where the village is, and at this point you can see, like, even through some of like the gaps in the canopy, you can see some of the smoke in the air, and you hustle through, and you finally just crest this hill that's on the edge of the town. And you look down, you can see the scorched and shattered ruins of what was once the village of Yesher.
Oh no.
That look from Mel.
Yeah, Anna's gonna book it to the town office, mayor place. Words are escaping me right now. Town hall, village hall. And that is it standing? She's just going to.
So, as you run through the village, you can see like a lot of the buildings have been smashed. This fire's been set to numerous buildings as well, and you do see, like, as you're running through, like you're seeing bodies of some of the villagers at different areas. As you're beelining there, you do pass a set of 4 bodies that you don't recognize that are burnt, but your goal is the village hall. And as you get to the village hall, you can see the front door has been smashed in. Part of the building was clearly burnt, but is still somewhat standing. And some of the, like, are you going inside? Or you?
I'm checking all of my key places, and this is the first one.
You run inside, and you can see a bunch of rubble and debris, as like one of the inner walls had been knocked down. And roll me a perception check.
Not one. Oh no! This is not the time.
Would you two be keeping pace with?
I'd like to follow, and then, like, okay, so the building that she just ran into, is it still burning?
There's parts of it that look like they're smoldering a little bit,
Yeah.
but they're not. It's not actively like engulfed in flames or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Anything that's burning, I'd actually like to cast Control Flames and extinguish the flame. I can only cast it on like a 5-foot cube.
Yeah.
So, but like as
There's
much
not-
as I can.
Yeah. There's nothing that's actively on fire at this
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
Like most of the areas that have been burnt, they're either, you can see like the blackened remnants of what had been burnt.
Yeah.
Or
This
you
fire
see like
is-
some of the smoke, but the fire itself, for the most
Yeah.
part, has been doused by the rain overnight.
Okay.
Probably helped.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go in and follow you, and I guess I will also take a quick look around.
Okay, make me a perception check.
Oh, not so good. That's a 9.
9?
Yeah.
Okay. And Zugink, what were you doing?
Okay. Being a former guard, I want to look around and figure out if it looks like it's criminal activity or something more. Like, is this arson? Did people light fires? Or is it like a dragon came and burned the city down?
From what you can see, actually, roll me an investigation check. And with advantage because you did work in the city guard.
Okay. 16.
16. Okay. As you're looking around, like you're noting that a lot of these fires seem to have started low and built up, not started from the top and burned down. So based on what you were like, this doesn't seem like something where would be like a dragon would like fly overhead and burn it. It would be people lighting fires and them rising up.
So it looks like arson.
Yes. This looks like something that was done from the ground level.
I'm going to try to look around, not in the same building they went into. I want to go into the area that looks like it was houses, if I can tell.
Okay.
So like the smaller buildings, so not like the big important buildings.
Yeah.
And like I want to take a look around there, and I'm going to look for survivors.
Okay. Make me another investigation check then.
That is an 18.
18. As you start going from like building to building to building and taking a look, you're not finding anything in the way of survivors. There are several bodies of various races scattered about, but you're not sure, like, because you're not from this village, you don't know who's who or anything like that.
The bodies I do find, can I start like collecting them in a singular spot so that we can bury them?
Yep, you can start doing that. So you start gathering the bodies together. So back in the hall.
Yeah. Are there survivors in the hall?
As you're rummaging through the hall, looking around, Anna, you remember where his office is. Gregor.
Yep. That's why I'm here.
Gregor's office is closer to the back, and so you get up beelining through the building. The door is hanging from its hinges, and as you push on the door, it kind of gives way and just breaks off that last bit on its hinge and falls flat in the ground.
Okay.
And looking in, you can see Gregor kind of slumped back in a corner.
Oh no. This isn't right. I'm gonna jump on him and like assess. Survival check.
Yeah.
Freaking out. Is he burnt? What's going on?
Roll me your survival check.
I'm panicking. It's a 7.
So you run up and you're like grabbing at Gregor and like searching and trying to like, is he okay? And he kind of gives this very weak cough as you're like pushing on his chest, like.
Okay, I'm reaching for my worm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and cure like the shit out of him.
Okay, so you pull at your worm and you're
Or slug, I guess. My slug.
You slap it on where you're trying to slap him on.
His neck, I guess, or any visible
Yeah.
obvious wounds.
So you just slap it on his neck, and the slug is just kind of like slowly like moving along, and he kind of coughs a bit more, and his head kind of comes up, and
What happened? What happened, Gregor? What's going on?
we tried to stop them. They attacked. They stole the village spirit.
Who? What they? Who are they?
They were dwarves. I don't know who they are. They pulled the jewel from the shrine. And he's kind of like wincing in the pain as like the wound is like being like pulled together by this slug. And when they grabbed the jewel, energy twisted, warped. I've never felt that kind of evil before. The spirit is angry that it was disturbed. They had animals with them. They started attacking them too.
Okay. What kind of animals?
They had war dogs and wolves and stuff like that.
Okay. Look, listen, buddy, you're gonna be okay. We're gonna get you out of here. Theioryn!
Anna, yeah, we should bring him outside so he can burn, so he doesn't have
So
to
he can
breathe.
burn?
So he can burn, so he doesn't have to breathe.
Yeah, can you help me with him?
Yes, I will help you. And
Thank you.
I pick him.
Gregor is this plump fellow.
He's a plump
He's a
fellow.
He's a plump human fellow.
I do my best to like get under him. Is he human?
He's human.
He's human. I do my best to get him up and put my arm around his shoulder, and I would like to, because I've heard this conversation, because I followed her through, I quickly would like to do a knowledge check, if I could, of what type of dwarf attacks. Do dwarves usually attack people like this? Is that a history check?
Yeah, roll yourself a knowledge history.
Okay.
Just to see if you remember hearing anything of this sort.
Yeah. Oh, I know nothing. I rolled a 9.
What did you say, Mel?
I said Jon Snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't recall anything.
Yeah. I'm confused by this. Yeah, and I guess I'll help you bring him outside.
Yeah. With the healing from Mel's magical slug, you do manage to he's able to kind of limp along himself as well, and you get him outside of the building. And Gregor's he's still in pretty rough shape, but he's stable.
Okay.
And so you set him down, I'm guessing?
Yeah, we're gonna let him
Yeah.
in a safe place that isn't smoldering or anything.
Yeah.
Probably in the middle of town.
Yeah.
Let him down gently, and I'm gonna say, Ilaga and Davor, like, are they okay? Should I go check on them? Are you all right?
And as you're looking, and you're looking towards the little building that they'd used as a school, and as you're getting ready to turn, he kind of grabs your hand, just pulls you back. He's like, "Don't go. You shouldn't see that."
Anna's gonna start crying.
Oh. I'm a little disturbed that she's crying, and I'll stay with your friend. I'll go check.
Thank you.
If you see, I want to say Zigring.
Zugink.
Zugink, yeah. If you see Zugink, maybe fill her in on what's happened. And I will go towards where the school, and I will go investigate for survivors.
Okay. As you go to the school, you push through the door, and you see a pair of elves or elven bodies laying there.
Definitely dead.
Definitely dead. Very much so.
Okay, burnt to a crisp.
One of them is beheaded.
One of them is beheaded. I just put my hand over my mouth of it, and I move past, and I guess I will take stock of the building and see what's happened.
It's a very small building.
Yeah.
There's only 2 or 3 rooms in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like it was a house repurposed into a makeshift school. There was a small blackboard that is fairly charred at this point. And the tables inside the building had been overturned.
I'm just looking around with a little bit of not guilt, but I'm a little bit melancholy. I don't think melancholy is the correct term, but I'm forlorn.
Okay.
And then I'll leave the school, and I'll quickly take a look, and I'll try and find these war dogs and wolves that they have.
Okay. As you're
there's any corpses of that.
As you're wandering through the village, you do see a couple of these bodies of these very large, like mastiff-sized dogs, and as you go up and look at some of them, you can see some of that black ichor dripping from wounds on them.
I get up and I head back to Anna. Yeah.
Okay. Zugink.
Still collecting bodies.
You're just grabbing all the bodies you can?
Yeah, and I'll just like bring out to like the edge of town. I assume there's like a flat-ish area of like grass or something I could dig through.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna keep piling, like just not piling them, but like lining them up.
Yeah.
And just like go back into town, grab a couple more, drag them out.
While you're going through, you do find 3 very charred bodies of dwarves just like already laid in a line. They kind of seem a bit odd. As most of the rest, they seem like they'd been like left where they lay, whereas these seem intentionally placed.
I'm going to look around them a bit more if I can see why. Is there anything on them that made them seem important, or...
Roll me an investigation check.
Because I have no idea that the city was attacked by dwarves yet. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Natural 20. Nice.
Yeah.
So as you go up and you're looking at these dwarves, one thing that you do notice is that they, like, based on like the ground around them, they've been dragged to that location and then set ablaze. It was not this is definitely not where they fell. You can see the drag marks from where they were before. And as you're searching around in the area around them, you do end up finding a medallion. And the medallion itself is it's a symbol of a burning hammer.
Well, that's noteworthy. And I put it like in my backpack.
Okay.
And I'll still take those dwarves and I'll put them over with the rest, but I'll like have like a second line. I'm like, these ones are important.
Okay.
And then I'll go back to
collecting the rest of the bodies?
Yes.
Okay. All in all, throughout the village, there's probably about 45 or so bodies.
So I'll slowly collect. I assume eventually I will pass them in the
Yes.
collection of bodies.
Yes.
I will. I'll come up and I'll be like, I'll just go up and be like, there. I apologize. I know you're primarily doing the heavy lifting, but our little friend apparently has 2 friends in that school that she should probably not see. They're very dead.
Right. So I go into the school, and is it only the 2 bodies?
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of them's beheaded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I take note of that. Is their head anywhere nearby?
Yeah, the head's nearby,
Okay.
but it's definitely not connected to the body anymore.
Alright, so I'm going to take my rope, and I'm going to, like, tie the head to the body for the moment. Just, like, not, like, trying to wreck the head, just, like, trying to keep it on there. And I'm going to grab both the bodies and put, I guess the one with the head, because it'll have the weird lump, on top of the other one. I'll take my cloak and, like, lay it on top of them so they can't see them.
Okay.
And then pick them both up and bring them to the spot where I've been collecting the rest of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna head back over to you 2, and I'm gonna kneel down. And I'm gonna go, I'm very sorry, but I need to ask this question of how do you deal with your dead?
We're gonna bury them. I really appreciate the work that's been going on with Zugink right now. Gregor, I'm gonna go do a count. We need to see if there's any other survivors. And I assume I'll notice the pile of bodies.
Yes.
I'm gonna
The line.
The line. The line of
Just like
bodies.
walk up, just flump to toss it on top.
Just a pile of bodies.
And yeah, begrudgingly, I'm gonna go do a head count.
Okay. So as you
Or
go...
body count.
Body count.
Body count. So as you're, like, Gregor kind of, like, gets up and he's following along. He's a little bit slower, even with him having longer legs. He's still in pretty rough shape, and even with your magical slug heels. But as you go over and you start counting through the bodies, once again, most of them you recognize. And then you come across these 3 dwarven bodies, these 3 burned dwarven bodies, and you have never seen them before in your life.
This is them? I look over to Gregor.
They were not... Within the village, there was 2 dwarves, and it was a pair of old ladies.
Oh, God.
Those are the dwarves who were in the village. These were definitely not them.
So sad.
But you...
Ethel and Berta, no! Man, they made the best ginger snaps.
Now who's gonna belittle my cooking? Yeah, ask Gregor, like, is this them? Like, pointing to the 3 bodies that are kind of off to the side.
He looks at them, it's like, that's some of them.
How many were there?
Oh, gods, I don't know. They were... It's like, sorry. Someone made the comment in chat. No, not the lesbian dwarf grandmas.
This is indeed a dark day.
Oh
no! But he looks at him and like, God, I don't know. There was so many of them, and I didn't know what was going on until it was too late.
All right. How did they do this? Did they set the animals on you first? How did it happen? Break it down for me, Gregor.
And he kind of sits down. He's trying to think over. It's like, I was in my office. I heard the ruckus outside, and I thought it was just the Erskine boys just causing ruckus again, and paid little mind. But then I heard the screaming and came out, and there was... I don't even know how many there were. I saw at least 5 or 6, and the village was trying to fight back, and I tried to fight back too. But you've seen me fight. I can't fight.
You're terrible. I know, sweetie.
And they ended up coming. I watched one of them smash open the shrine, and they took the gem, and then their animals just went berserk and started attacking them too. And
wait, what? Okay.
I'd like to pipe, if you don't mind. What is this shrine? You've mentioned it before.
Right by the village hall, there's a shrine to... It's for the spirit the spirit Yggdrasil, and like a very gentle spirit. She kept the beasts away, and for you, while she was teaching you the basics of some of the druidic magic as well, she'd often spoke of the spirit as very, very calm, very it never, this is something you'd never heard of happening with the spirit before. But you remember back when you were by the shrine, or by the hall, you, glancing around, you would have seen the shrine, and just the wood on it just smashed to splinters, and the light purple glow that would have been inside was no longer present.
Okay. Gregor, why do you think they took the gem?
I don't know, but I think that's what they wanted.
You said there was a spirit in the gem.
Yes, the Yggdrasil.
In this age of magic being discovered, I imagined something like that. Someone would find that very valuable.
Mm-hmm. Quite possibly. I'm not really from this town originally. I don't really know much about it. Or what benefit they'd get from stealing it.
Beasts went mad, you say?
And attacked their own?
Yes. And he kind of shivers. pulls the slug out of the bag of his shirt. You can have your slug back.
Oh, thanks.
Does that one have a name?
No.
All right. I'm going to. I guess I'm gonna leave them, and I'm gonna go up to the shrine, and I guess I'm just gonna like. I don't know. I don't have detect magic, but guess I'm just gonna investigate it.
Okay. You can roll me a knowledge arcana.
Yeah, knowledge arcana.
As soon as I see it, yeah. Oh, holy shit! This table is cursed, Darren.
6.
I'm too new
just
to
because
this.
just because you like you've learned a little bit of magic, but you're not super accustomed to it yet.
No.
It's like there could have been something magical here, but you're really not sure.
Yeah, I don't. This is still. I don't know enough yet.
By this point, you would have gathered all the bodies you could find in the village.
Did I find a shovel?
You would have seen shovels by some of the buildings. Yes, that you could grab a shovel.
Yeah, I'll grab a shovel and I'll start digging graves.
Okay.
Oh, but you're still over there?
Yeah, by
Yes.
the bodies. Yeah, that's where we were talking.
I'll go over and go, how deep is your practice for, like, burying bodies?
Gregor, want to field this one?
He just usually not too deep. The earth gives to us, we give back to the earth. So probably about 3 feet.
All right, start digging 3-foot graves.
I'm gonna grab a shovel from home and help you. Just 1 second. Come on, Beanard. Let's go see what's left. Gregor, stay here.
Okay. So as you head over to your little house, there's the beehives that had been out there. Most of them are gone.
My bees!
When you go over, though, you roll me a perception check with advantage.
22.
22. As you go over and like you're kind of like, no, not the bees, and you're like looking around. You do hear a little bit of a buzzing, and it's not from Beanard. And you go and you're kind of pushing through, trying to find where this is coming from, and you find one of the bee boxes that still has some bees that are up and swarming around it, moving in, and there's a little bit of burning on the edge, but for the most part it's still intact.
Oh, God.
And so you could very easily pick this one up and haul out with you if you so chose.
I'm gonna pick it up and move it so it's not on any like burning area. Like try and snuff out the flames a bit without hurting my bees.
Yeah, which is easy enough to do.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna set it down for now. Like I will deal with you guys later. Quickly look inside just to see maybe if someone like ran in there to hide.
There's
What's left?
no one inside. Some of the stuff like your table and a couple of chairs have been overturned. Some of the cupboards were open, but it doesn't look like anything was taken.
Okay, interesting. I'm gonna go out to the back shed and grab a shovel.
Okay.
Start digging graves.
Okay. So the two of you are digging graves.
Mm-hmm.
Gregor would have also grabbed a shovel and started assisting as well. What are you doing?
I'll probably assist, but I also kind of want to like see if there's like kind of want to move towards the perimeter of the town and start walking and see if I can find footprints or something, any sign of where beasts or people may have gone.
Okay. So as you're making your perimeter around the town, you find that on the north end of town, there's like very, very simple wooden fence that mostly just posts with the interlocking logs weaved in between them. and you find an area where probably about 20 feet wide these have been smashed down.
Mm-hmm.
And you figure that's probably, like, they'd been pushed in, so you figure that's probably where the dwarves came from initially.
Okay.
And looking on the ground around there, you can see a big hodgepodge of footsteps going both directions.
Mm-hmm.
So
Going both directions.
Going both directions, coming in and out. So you feel that they probably came in from there and left the same way.
Okay. Okay, and then I will return and I will assist to dig graves.
Okay. So over the course of the next while, you do manage to dig enough graves. It's hard, grueling work, but you do end up managing to dig yourself a group of graves and slowly start placing the bodies one by one inside.
I dig an extra special large grave for Davor and Eliga so they can be buried together.
Okay.
Because she would have wanted it that way.
Okay.
And I like to think that once this is done, and I feel like the dead have respectfully been laid to rest, I wanna investigate the town.
Take
Gregor, I want to look for clues. I want to go to the shrine, check out the shrine.
Okay. So you bury all the dead. You have that moment. Gregor has a point where he's standing there and he's commenting on how it's like so many of these people were just taken for the world too soon. He doesn't know what instigated this, and he hopes that at some point in time their spirits will be able to find peace and all that. And he's very, very solemn, very, very mournful, as the village that he had been in for quite some time was now no more. As you start exploring through the village, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for any... What am I looking for? Anything that doesn't look familiar, because like I know the village pretty gosh darn well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like if there's belongings on the ground that I wouldn't recognize, or something out of place, like a weapon that I know people don't use because there's no fighters in town. So if there are weapons,
as you're going around, you find a couple of crude axes, which they're not, like, mostly in town they've had like regular axes, hatchets, and all that kind of stuff for logging or chopping wood and all that kind of stuff, but these were more war-oriented axes. As for other belongings scattered throughout the town, roll me an investigation check.
oh, gladly. 14.
14. As you keep going through, like, you find the axes and you're just kind of like, no, those are odd. And you keep progressing through, trying to find, like, anything else that might give you some hint. Like, you can see the area that you note the area that the doors have been dragged to, because the ground around that area specifically was burnt. And as like you go around there, you're not finding anything. You progress throughout the town, and aside from the couple of axes which had been kind of like shunted off to like an edge, kind of out of the way, you're not really finding anything else. It seems like whoever had attacked the village intentionally left minimal trace of who they were.
Okay. And can I tell where they came and left? Have
Yes,
I noticed that?
Yeah, you would have made your lap around the city and also come across the fence that has been broken down and all the footprints going in and out from there.
Okay. And what way does it go?
They're heading north.
North towards Annah.
Amanodel.
Amanodel.
They're heading north. You don't know how far the footprints go, because they're leading in towards the forest again, but they are going north.
Okay. Great. What time of day is it by this point?
By this point, it's probably getting into late evening, because you'd spent a fair bit of the day traveling and then going through the village, burying the bodies and all that took quite a while. So yeah, it's getting into like mid to late evening.
I'm gonna turn to my companions and say, it's getting late. I really, really appreciate everything you guys have done for me and my friends here. I'll never forget that. You're welcome to stay with me for the night. I don't really want to be here right now, but I've got nowhere else to go. So if you want to stay at my house with me for the night, you can, and then you can take off in the morning if you need to.
That's very kind of you. I'll
I
take
can backtrack a little bit while
Yeah.
she's exploring the
Yeah.
city. I'd like to introduce myself to an important person I haven't met yet.
Gregor? Yeah.
Yes. So introduce myself to Gregor. Be like, hi, I'm Zugink. Sorry for this sorrowful. I'm trying to be fancy. Sorry for the sad times that we meet in.
I'm Gregor. I'd say I am, but I was the mayor of this town. I don't know where I'm going to go from here.
I assume I noticed the dogs with the ichor at some point going through.
Yeah, you'd have noticed them as you're going through the town.
And I'd be like, I'm sorry to bring this up, but I noticed some of those war dogs had black ichor coming from their wounds, and we fought bears earlier yesterday with similar things. Has that been a problem before this incident, or is this the dogs the first you've seen?
I didn't even notice the ichor from the dogs. I've never seen something like that before, but...
And I pull out the, what do you call it?
Medallion.
Medallion. And I'm like, does this mean anything to you?
I don't recognize the symbol. I've never seen that before.
May I?
It's like Anne like trounces back
Hold
up.
on my hand, I guess. May I?
yeah.
I just, okay.
And can I do like some sort of check to see if I recognize it, or if I can know what school of magic, or if it's magic or anything?
Roll me a... Roll me history
Oh, why history?
to see if you remember ever seeing something like that before.
18.
Ooh.
You've never seen it before.
Oh. Well, where did you find this?
I think about it, I've been working all day. It's like, it was near those dwarves, and I point at the graves that we buried the dwarves in.
A cult of some kind, maybe.
Maybe. Hammer, flaming hammer. Yeah, they're really, really selling it on the fire bit. Do you mind if I hang on to this?
It might bring back bad memories. Can I hold on to it?
She
Sure.
might need those memories.
I will. I will return it for now. Haven't forgotten about it. I'm gonna lead Gregor home. Say, this way, friends.
I'm gonna follow you.
Okay, so you follow Anne all the way back to her house.
Mm-hmm.
Are you...
I guess we'll start. Should we make a fire? And
Oh
I
yeah,
know fire's probably the last thing you want to see right now, but
it's good. I'd get the hearth started and start cooking to busy my hands and
Okay.
keep me occupied.
Okay. So you progress, like everyone goes in the house and you start cooking away and...
Mm-hmm.
What are you cooking?
What am I cooking? Not bear meat. I don't know. I think I'd like to probably have some root vegetables and stuff on hand. I imagine having a garden in my
Okay.
humble abode, so some sort of vegetable stew thing.
yeah.
And as I'm chopping and fussing, I kind of say, "I'm gonna find them, Gregor. I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna make them pay with worse than their lives."
He kind of looks down and... I'd like that.
Will you come with me to Amanodel so I know you're safe?
Yeah. I'll travel with you to Amanodel.
Thank you, my friend.
Do you think that's where they're going?
I don't know. They're heading north,
Yes, I noticed that as well.
and I think north is a good place to start in that city. I think I can find some answers. Talk to some friends. I gotta start somewhere.
I understand what you're going through right now.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
Well, life is what it is. Don't worry too much about it. If you don't mind, I'd like to tag along. See where this goes.
I won't say no to that.
I'll also like walk in and like put my glaive on my shoulder and be like, well, this is the best purpose so far fate has led me to, so I would like to come along as well.
I really appreciate that, friends.
Well, you did hit that bear.
Oh, yeah.
And you do sing such pretty songs.
Thanks.
But also, again, I understand what you're going through.
Well, I'm sorry we met under such terrible circumstances, but I'm glad that we did. Beanard! That is not how we talk about our new friends! I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. I did not teach him that language. Beanard, go outside!
I don't know.
She looks really indignant and kind of embarrassed that her friend had made such a fool of himself.
Do we want to know what the bee is saying?
I reach a hand out and I like tap you and I'm like, it's okay. I know the bee does not speak for you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. He's usually much nicer than that. I don't know where that came from. He's upset.
Mayor Gregor, do you think that you'll be able to make the journey so soon?
I'm sure I can make it alone.
You sure you can make it alone?
Along.
Along.
Yeah.
For a second I was like, I don't think you should go alone, sir.
No,
You had a slug bring you back to life.
it's
Only
not the first time.
10 hours ago.
Anna chuckles.
You two spoke of seeing where they entered and left.
Yes, there's a fence on the north end. It looks like they pushed it in. They appear to have left the same way. There was quite a bit of footprints. I'm no hunter or tracker, but there was even I could tell that there was a large number of them. Apparently they came and they stole a gem?
Yeah, the gem in the town shrine of Yggdrasil?
Yes.
Did I say that right?
They have apparently
Yggdrasil,
this
yes.
town is home to a spirit of some sort, which is not. I don't think it's very common. Is it No, yeah, it's not very common nowadays, at least with the coming age of magic. So I can understand why the town would be attacked, but
And I look over what you're making. I'm like, well, you finished that food.
Is it edible?
yeah.
I would like to go take a look at where they left. See if my time in the god pays off and I can see anything you missed.
Oh yes, that's right. You were a guard.
Can you show me where it was?
Yes, I'll come with you, and I will take. My God, I'm gonna get it. Zugink, and we go to the north end.
Okay. So you get up to the north end. You're looking around. You can see where the fence had been smashed down.
Is it getting dark at this point? Yes.
It's getting fairly dark. Yes.
Even though I have dark vision, I'm going to light a torch to see, like, hopefully that lights things up better.
Well, dark vision only gives you shades of gray. So.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Jamie?
I was gonna say, I have the light spell.
Yeah, I'll light a torch.
You're like, I light a torch. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll just let you do your thing then.
And I just like, and I'm carrying the torch. I'm looking around at the steps.
I use control flame to make it just a little brighter.
Okay.
And do I notice that?
Considering that you're investigating the ground currently, probably not.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I continue investigating the ground.
Which is literally a thing listed here.
And, yes, I'm going to look around, see if I notice anything around the steps.
Okay, roll me an investigation check. There we go. English is hard.
Oh, that's an 8.
There's a lot of footprints.
Yeah. Do they all go in the same general direction once they leave? Or are they kind of like spread out?
They kind of spread out on both sides.
I'm gonna quickly go up to the tree line, and I'm gonna are there lots of broken branches? Are they moving together in a group, or?
There's some broken branches, but even then, like most of the trees here are still fairly tall.
Yeah.
So like there's it's mostly like bushes and all the way, and like smaller trees that have been like kind of pushed aside, and some of them broken, but it's not like they've left like this clear trail. We went this way.
Yeah. So okay. Well then, yeah.
You wouldn't happen to know any ranger folks?
Unfortunately, I don't know a ranger folk, but maybe we could meet one in the city that we're going to. We do have to bring our mayor friend to safety. I don't feel comfortable leaving him here by himself. And poor little Anna's going to need a couple days, I think, to focus. Maybe she probably won't shake this off. I won't lie.
He's fairly injured.
He is fairly injured. I could probably help him get a little bit better tonight.
I'll see if I can find a cart. I want to look around town for like a small cart. Or a wheelbarrow. Or wagon.
What are those called where you like have a guy and you like pull it? What's that called? I can't remember right now. It's I can't remember.
I know exactly what you're.
You know what I'm talking about, right? It's where a man pulls it. God, what? It's on the
horse?
Yeah, man horse. Yeah. What is that called?
Man, horse, wagon?
Man horse wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's
I cannot.
Google it, it is.
Yeah, it's
Rickshaw.
Rickshaw. Yeah.
It's a rickshaw.
Like a rickshaw.
Rickshaw.
Just pull a rickshaw down
I
there.
want to look around town for anything that could function as that.
Okay. You search around, and after a little bit, you do end up finding. You find a couple of wagons that
Sorry.
could have been like one of them has like a wheel that's broken, but you figure you'd probably grab a wheel from another wagon that was nearby and kind of get at least one of them up and running.
Okay, I want to do that and then bring that back and come for food.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head back and I'm gonna check out Mr. Mayor. How he doing? He still coffee?
He's still coffee?
Kind of weak.
Well, you two are still out though.
Yeah.
Anna, you and Gregor's standing in the house. You're trying to cook.
All my veggies are in the pot. Letting the pot simmer over.
Okay.
And while we're chatting, I'm packing. I'm taking all the things that I need to survive on an arduous journey. Should this turn into that? Like I'm trying to be laser, super focused as I'm kind of still freaking out, but I've got a plan, sort of.
Sort of.
So like I'm like flipping over cushions, grabbing a dagger, and I'm like busting open a cupboard in the kitchen and pulling out a bedroll, just like stuffing things into backpacks.
Why is your bedroll in the kitchen?
You don't know.
Hey man.
Yeah, like go under the drawer, pull out a pot, take off the lid, pull out my pan flute, just like getting ready, gearing up.
As you're tizzying about, just like scampering about your place, and even Gregor, like even as long as you two know each other, you just kind of like, why is that there?
Because no one would think to look there, Gregor, therefore it's safe. Don't put things in obvious places. That's the first place they'll look. Like, that's obvious.
He kind of shrugs and... I guess. But what if you forget where you put things?
I never forget anything, Gregor. Now, where's that rope?
And he looks and there's like this nail in the wall that has the rope hanging on it and holds it out to you.
Oh, right, I gave it to you. Thank you.
He just kind of shakes his head, chuckles a bit. But he's... When we get to Amanodel, I think I still have family up there. I may stay with them for a while. As much as I would like to join you on your venture, I don't think that's wise.
Oh, honey, no.
You've seen me fight.
Yeah, you're worse than I am, and that's saying something. I know what I'm about.
At least it's not as bad as the time with the bull.
Oh, yeah. It took a lot of slugs.
Yeah, that was a weird thing to wake up to.
Yeah, sorry about that. I should have given you a warning. I think that's a great idea. You staying with your family. I'm glad there's somewhere you can go.
You'll come back and visit, right?
Of course. You're my best friend.
Glad.
Shut up. We're having a moment.
He just kind of looks at Beanard.
What a sassy little bee.
I just want to ask him for a quick refresher on what Yggdrasil is all about.
Yggdrasil is... It was a spirit that was housed within the gem. It's been there since before I was here. Most of what I learned from Theioryn, but they said that the spirits it would emanate this is very peaceful aura that even like most animals would either be very calm within it, and those that were like and more aggressive animals tended to stay away. To be fair, to be honest, most of the things they told me kind of went over my head. There weren't a lot of things that he could say about it. He had been here at least 100 years.
Rest his soul. Did its effects work on people?
I don't know.
Oh.
I never asked. Even he had said that he didn't know a lot about the spirit. Just that it would emanate that which it was surrounded by.
All right, and it was housed there or trapped there?
Housed. We built the shrine for the spirit and laid the gem to rest inside.
Okay, well that's beautiful. Okay, it's all coming back to me now, buddy. Thank you.
Not a problem. He kind of reaches out and rubs your head.
Nuzzle into it. Yeah. Yep. I'm going to take care of my bees in the morning, and I'm good to go. Do you need me to grab anything from your house?
I think I can get it myself tonight.
If it's all the same, I'd like to go with you.
That's fair.
Okay.
And at this point, you'd be...
Yeah. I'm just gonna come back in and be like, oh, that was quite a commotion. How are you feeling?
In shock still, I think.
Physically, though. Unfortunately, I can't do much for the mental trauma.
I got a weird crink in my neck. I feel like I could use a bath after that slug.
Well, regardless, just in case, and I'm going to grab the chain that's around, tighten it a little bit more, and I'm going to cast Healing Light on Gregor just to make sure he's up to snuff.
Okay.
So I don't know. He gets 4 hit points.
Okay. He's kind of and then as he tilts next, crack. It's like,
That sounded like a good one.
that felt like a good one.
Probably not as good as the slug, but it might help take the edge off.
Have you been slugged yet?
No. And no offense, I don't think I care to try, thank you.
He kind of chuckles. And
Are we sleeping here tonight?
If you want to, yeah.
And I think that's a good idea. Travel by daylight. Probably better to see a more sludge bear. And
Sludge bears. That's a good name for it.
it just came to me.
Yeah.
So, God damn it.
yeah,
Zugink.
you can start hearing the
Yeah.
clunk, 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 as like this wagon is being rolled up in front of the house, as Zugink has salvaged other wagons to get one up and running.
Oh. Looks like your ride is here. We'll load you up in the morning.
You were saying that to Gregor?
Yeah.
Gregor just kind of chuckled. I can walk.
Regardless, it might be a good idea to take breaks.
Fair.
So, also, it looks like we're taking quite a bit of stuff with us as we move along. So,
This is just pile vanish.
yeah. I see the pan flute and the bedroll, and I go back outside, and I go, first watch, trade off later. Would you like to take the first watch, or shall I?
I shall take the first.
All right then. I guess I'll be inside. So, and then I go back inside and I just kind of wait for the evening to end.
Gregor, like, kind of motions you, like, let's go and get my stuff.
Okay. Help yourself to food.
Yeah.
Help yourself to food.
There's a pot that's boiling over.
Oh! I remove it. I take the pot, I move it over. I like stir it. I go, is it burnt at all? Is it?
Burnt just adds flavor. It's fine.
Oh. Charming. And I guess I look for a bowl. Find a cup.
Yeah, where would Anna hide the bowl? It's definitely not in the kitchen.
They're in the bedroom.
Oh, it's fine. I think it's a cup. It might be a flower plant. I'm not sure. Flower pot thing. I'm
I
not.
watch this very vegetable burnt thing get poured into a pot.
It's-
Pull open my bag, like, meat.
It's very charming. It's a very, very charming soup.
Thank you.
I take another bite. And
Gregor
then I put it down.
Gregor just kind of smiles at you and chuckles. And
Gregor loves that one. It's his favorite recipe.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Isn't that right?
And he just kind of like nods and kind of like, save me. I have expression on his face.
I can tell it's your favorite. Yes, yes, indeed.
I'm so glad you like it too.
Oh, yes. It's the best thing I've had
And so Gregor and Anna head out.
in terms of burnt soup.
They go back to
It's
the
best burnt soup I've ever had.
to the village hall, and Gregor goes in and kind of rummages through his desk and finds a couple of like small bags and ties those onto his belt and makes his way over to the small door and opens it up and goes, and he pulls like a bedroll and a small tent out of the cupboard and grabs some rope and ties that around it, and well, I think I've got most of my stuff. I don't need to take the kitchen sink.
But what if?
What if we need to wash dishes while we're on the road? What if we need to, give a bird a bath? Sorry, that just entered my head.
This would be a bug bath, not a bird bath.
Yeah, bug like you. I don't know if you want to give bugs a bath.
But he gathers a few things, some extra clothes and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And as you two are leaving the town hall, he kind of stops and looks back at the shrine again, and just heavy laden sighs. He looks at just the shattered wood of the shrine that had once been there, and looks back to you. Like, shall we go?
I kind of look at the shrine and say, I can't promise I'll fix it, but I'll set things right. Let's go.
I know you will. And follows along back to your place. And when they get back, Gregor sits down and gets up, goes to the bedroom, and comes back with a bowl and put some of the veggie broth soup stuff into the bowl and just starts chowing down on it, and not like feverishly eating, but he's just like
Yeah,
like going like bite at the time.
it's like take it. It's like you gotta like really like okay. Ooh.
This will sustain me.
No,
I need to swallow.
guys, down. Okay, I'm just gotta aim for the throat. Aim past the tongue. Just do past the tongue.
It's technically edible.
It is technically edible.
What is that texture? Oh God, don't think about it.
That was a rutabaga. So is anyone else doing anything for the evening? Aside from attempting to eat?
I'm just gonna kind of like I'm just going to sit, wait. I'm gonna just kind of like sit there as I finger the chain around my wrist of it, and I'm just gonna kind of contemplate what I've seen today.
Okay.
Can I use my rope to set up oh crap, what are they called? The things you set up a snare. See if I catch any bunnies.
Specifically, bunny.
You can set up a snare, but roll me a survival check to see how, like, trying to get this trap to be automated, because I don't think you've done much in regards to hunting.
Oh, sure I did something before I lived in the city. That's a 16.
16.
Oh wait, survival? 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I know 19.
No,
I should probably just
Wait a
look at
minute.
the actual number.
Actually, it's 30.
I was thinking intelligence, but I was like, no, it's wisdom. And then I'm like, wait, I actually have proficiency.
Wait a minute.
Very good.
Yes,
So-
that's the 19.
Okay. So you do end up setting up a snare, and you figure this should work. And you leave that out for the night, and then you head back into Anna's place. Were you doing anything else for the night?
I'll quickly go outside with a firefly beside me because I can't see for shit. And I'm gonna kneel down to my bee box and say, I love you, my friends, but it's time for you to be free.
Oh. Not the bee
And,
punch.
yeah, I'm gonna take off the lid, and I'm just gonna, like, revel in their fuzzy bee hugs as I,
As the bees all like swarm up and out. And,
yeah.
okay.
Taking whatever honeycomb may have been in there.
Okay. So you got yourself some honeycomb as well.
Honeycomb.
Okay. And so, as the night starts going on, your first watch.
Yeah, I was first watch.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Apparently I wasted all my luck on that snare. That is a 3.
Oh.
You've never been in this area before, and so you're kind of like your ears like pick up on like odd sounds. You're like, what was that? But then you don't hear it again. You're like, oh, must have been nothing. Wait, what? Oh, nothing. Just there's still that lingering smell of smoke in the town, so like you're not even be able to pick up on like scents and all that kind of stuff. So But your watch goes by uneventful. Who's taking second watch?
I'll go take second watch.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
Yay!
Less cursed?
21.
Less cursed.
Yay!
I see all the dragons.
I see eternity!
Just like this giant dragon lands in the little town. Hi.
Oh, yeah. I just ducked back into the building.
Level 1.
No, you're sitting there and you can see like the occasional like bat that would go swooping by, but for the most part it's a very quiet night.
Okay.
And the rest of your watch goes by without issue. Who are you waking up for third?
I'd like to let those two. Well, I'll come up to Anna. I'll be like, Anna, do you want to take a watch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I haven't slept at all.
Oh, not even a bit.
Everyone I know and love is dead except this guy. You two are alive too, which is great.
Everyone I know and love is dead.
Sorry to just lay that on you like there. That wasn't very nice.
I understand. And I will say, well, you can definitely go take the next watch.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I will do just that.
Okay, so you go and you take your next watch and
Not natural 20.
okay. You're sitting there and kind of just like keeping general eye out, and after a little while you feel just like this little wriggle around the collar, and Beanard comes up and plunks down on your shoulder and just kind of just like standing kind of tunk just into your neck. And
I know, buddy. I'm gonna miss them too.
and over the course of the night, like you occasionally see like some of the bees like leave from the hive and come back, and
Open up my hands and
occasional bee would come over and just land on your hand and circle around your hand and get up and fly off again. And but your watch goes by uneventful. And who are you waking up for last watch? And are you sleeping at all during the course of the night?
No.
That is going to give you a point of exhaustion in the morning.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Anna is not making smart life choices right now.
Fair.
I will continue on with the watching.
Okay, so you're not going to wake anyone else up for it?
Nope.
Okay.
Exhaustion.
Disadvantage on all skill checks.
And attacks, I think, on first level? Or is it second level?
Does attacks.
Where do we mark exhaustion? Oh, conditions. Ha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
First level exhaustion, disadvantage on ability checks. Third level of exhaustion is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Yeah, so this one you just disadvantage on ability checks for until you get rid of exhaustion, which is done by long rest. Okay. So you the second portion of your watch also goes by relatively uneventful. You watch the sun slowly start cresting up in the sky or over the horizon, lighting up the sky with the nice oranges in the morning. And what are you doing?
Gonna sing just a quiet, sad little tune to Beanard, and then I'm gonna go wake up the party.
Okay.
Daylight's burning.
That's what the sun does.
It burns.
Much like the town.
Too soon!
Too soon.
Get out!
I guess we get up and we pack.
Okay. So you pack up
I'll redon my armor.
Yeah.
another 10 minutes of redonning armor.
And yeah. All right.
Who's pulling the cart?
I assumed I was going to.
Oh, okay.
You two are both small.
Yeah, we're scrawny little things.
You're not small this way.
I'm not
you're
small this
way.
I'm small this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume Gregor's gonna hop in. Ye old rickshaw.
Yeah.
Zugink, what is your strength?
My strength is 17. Yes, 17.
You can.
Thank you.
Yeah, you easily can haul along the cart with little issue.
Oh.
So everyone's packed their stuff into the cart and getting ready to head north?
Yeah.
Okay. And how are you heading north?
I guess we'll just go back. We'll take the
Back to
path
the main road?
onto the main road, head back, and go along. Since the road is very traveled,
Yeah.
so it's probably the safest way to
Yeah.
go.
If it was just me, I would go via tracks. But considering what we're hauling and who we're hauling,
Yeah, we
I
should
think
try and
the
be
main
as
road.
safe as we can.
If we're
Yeah.
going on the main road,
We-
I encourage a fast pace.
All right then. We will do our best to keep up with you. Also, I would like to just call out, it might be a good idea to find more information on the medallion you found and the symbol that it has.
Absolutely.
So, see if we can gain some more information.
That's why we're going north.
I might still have... I have some friends that might be in the guard up there still. I'll see if they've seen anything about it when we get there.
I'd like that very much.
Because this is the same country, the two cities, right?
Yes.
And I guess we'll start making our way.
Okay. Alrighty, so as you gather the, you load up everything into the cart, and Gregor's being a little bit stubborn and insisting that he walk for part of it at least.
Gregor.
I can walk.
Okay.
But
You can also
heartbeat.
sit with 2 feet in a heartbeat.
It might be do him some good to actually stretch his muscles.
And
And also slow us down.
Well,
Not to be rude, but I look at like his still hurting body.
well, he's in good condition. He's full health right now.
But he was still beat up pretty bad.
By all
Walk
accounts,
now.
so are you.
Watch out, Bride later.
You
I'm
lost
a
your
guard.
health. You
He's
lost
a
your hit points.
mare.
What? Twice?
he took a slug and a healing light. It's, you know.
I am a guard. He is a mare. I think I recover better.
I heard mare and I immediately was like, he's not a pony. That's kind of mean.
I may weigh as much as one, but that's not the point.
Zugink, if you start slowing us down, I'll push him in the cart myself.
And he kind of looks at you and pats you on the head. Try.
Don't test me.
And I kind of just like,
And you just-
I assume I tower over him.
Gregor's what? 5'3", 5'4"?
Yeah, he's
Okay,
not.
so I tower over him and I just look at him and go, please get in the cart.
Let me walk. And
If you slow us down, I will put you in the cart.
Is it more threatening when boy or girl?
Girl.
Is it more threatening when she says it?
he looks back at you and smiles.
I'm just gonna pull my hood up again.
And so he starts walking ahead and
I tap you on the head and I go, all goblinoids are terrifying.
I nuzzle into it. I love head pats.
alrighty. So you guys want to travel at quicker speed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make-haste.
That's not the page I need.
Yeah.
Okay, and so as you all get back on the main road and you're all venturing northwards, and it is about it's going to take about 4 or so more days to get back up to Amanodel, and that is where you were all heading to, Amanodel, correct?
Correct.
Okay, sounds good. So you you hunker down. You're moving at a fairly quick pace, and you were saying that you wanted to just travel during daylight, correct?
I think that's wise.
Yeah.
Okay. So you travel, and you're sticking to daylight. You're sticking to the main path, and so it's fairly easy travels, all things considered. Your arm's getting a little bit sore after a while of just dragging this cart along, but you're very accustomed to just having to just brute force through things, and so just grabbing onto these handles of the cart and just rolling along. I was like, I can do this. I can keep doing this. This is fine. And as the days progress through, each night you find somewhere that you can kind of hunker down and take a rest. And on the main path, or on the main road, it's fairly easy to do so. During the course of the venture along, you pass a few people heading southwards, but for the most part, you're not encountering a lot of other people, and eventually you do, as you break through the forest after your days of travel, you come across this large white stone wall. And towering wall, probably looking at 30 plus feet high, and large arched gate, and you can see looking, because you're still a good 30-minute walk from, but you can see where you can see the edge of the city here, and you see the outer wall, and then beyond that, further in, you can see another wall raised up that's elevated even higher. And then even beyond that, you can see this large white curled spiral, or spiral spire. There we go, spiral spire. Just cresting the very center point of this city. And there's just this massive city that is about half an hour walk to get to.
I lean over to you guys. I go, you ever look at really tall walls and wish it wasn't against the law to climb them?
No, I've never thought about climbing a wall. It's not a thought that ever crossed my mind.
I look at your arms and I go, fair.
Something that you think about often.
Almost every time I come up to another really tall wall. But I'm not one to break the law.
I don't know how accurate, but I believe that's a sport in some parts of the world.
I should find those places. That could be my new purpose.
Well, you want your purpose to be to climb tall walls.
This sounds like a good life.
I cheer for you.
Yes!
But you just said that climbing tall walls was illegal.
Well, I'm sure climbing that one is illegal.
Yes. Okay then, carry on.
Alrighty, so as you're progressing forward, you end up reaching the one of the main gates of Amanodel, and even as you're approaching the city itself, as you're getting closer, you're realizing just how tall these walls really are in contrast to you, as just kind of like. But outside the city walls, there's a plethora of tents all over the place, forming essentially a makeshift tent town around the outer wall. And you see various races, various people within these areas, and they've hunkered down. There's tents that all over. They'll have little fire pits here and there, and you see these large red painted markers along the main road, about 30 feet away from the main road on either side, that basically marks where the tents stop. And you're within, like, anywhere between those posts, 30 feet on the other side of the road, there's no tents between that and the road.
I like the order brought here.
Do I know who runs Amanodel?
You'd have some general idea of who runs Amanodel. Actually, let me grab that. Setting. Yeah, you know that because you've lived in Kyotera your whole life, you're aware that, like, you have a general idea of how it functions. You don't necessarily know a whole lot of specifics, but you know that the currently appointed leader is Lord Harmal Vestus.
Harmel?
Yeah. Harimel. Lord Harmal Vestus.
I'll look over and say, yeah, Lord Vestus is a hard ass.
Order is the perfection of everything.
Yeah, I've got nothing against order, I guess. I mean, I have a place for everything and everything in its place. I can relate to that.
I think that's called chaos. I saw your house.
Very quietly, I saw your house. More like chaos.
But so as you approach the main gate, there's 4 or 5 like heavy plate mail guards standing there on either side of the gate, and the gate is currently raised. It's early afternoon as you're arriving in town, or as you're arriving into the city. So the gate is currently open. And you can see various people going in and out of the town, or out of the city, very freely. But the guards are, like, absolutely, like, kind of keeping watch. And
I'll approach the guards.
as you start approaching the guards, at the sight of a bugbear, like, one of the guards kind of, like, checks the other one, like, kind of, like, pointing out your existence. And the other one kind of, like, steps forward with a halberd in hand, kind of plunks it down, and, "Can I help you?"
I go, "Yes." So, and I show, like, my cloak and the insignia on it, showing I'm a guard from, or was a guard from
Ithomhir.
And I'm like, a while back, I met some guards from here, and I don't know their names. Personally, I'm hoping my character would.
I myself do not know, but
It's like, I myself would not know the name, but one moment. Give me 3 races. 3 of the common races.
Common races, a human, a half-elf, and a dwarf.
Okay. So the human that you know is Brun. Brun. The half-elf you know is Silnan. Sylnan. And the dwarf was the last one you said?
Yes.
And the dwarf that you know is Thurig. Thurrig.
Okay, so I give them all 3 names. I'm like, Brun, Silnan, and Thurig. I was wondering if you would know where I could find them.
Yeah, I don't know myself, but talk to talk to the guard captain. She'd have a better idea than I would.
Great. Where can I find her?
She's down at the guard outpost by the docks.
Okay, I will head that way. Thank you.
And the guard kind of steps back and just
And
kind of
like,
watches you oddly as you're walking
As I
along.
go to walk away, I glean back one moment. I'm like, I am correct in assuming it's illegal to climb these walls.
Yeah.
I assume.
Just everywhere we go, just ask, can I climb this? No. Not even like a foot? No. So, as we enter, I'm going to turn him to Anna and the mayor, Grigor. I'm going to be like, we should probably take him all the way to his family.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah,
So-
I'm definitely gonna walk Gregor there. If you guys felt the need to separate for anything, why don't we just meet at the such and such tavern tonight?
The such and such tavern. Oh, yes, I know exactly what the such and such tavern.
Would I know a tavern in the city?
No, you've never been here before.
Wow, let's choose a tavern to
Would
meet at.
I know a name of a tavern from talking with like guards from the city?
I don't think you had ever been to Amanodel.
I don't think I've been here, so that's why I'm more thinking like
roll
a
me
name.
roll me a history just to see if you remember the guards mentioning anything about a tavern.
I think that's a 12. Let me double check. That's an 11.
11. You don't really remember the name of any of the taverns, or if they'd even mentioned any of the taverns.
There are usually taverns on the dock. Should we meet at one of those?
Yeah.
Sure.
Pick the tavern with the coolest name.
Okay.
I've never been to this city before, so I've
And none of you ever been to this city before?
never been to this city before, so I imagine I just gonna go with one. I'll go with you.
All right.
And
so
we'll-
you bring Mayor Dude who wants to walk to his family, and we'll go talk to Guard Captain.
Great.
Yes. Is there a specific reason you wanted to talk to the guard captain?
Oh, I have some friends from here who are in the guards, and they might have heard something about this symbol, and I pull it to the belly.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a very good idea. Yes. Well, let's go.
And before you leave with that, can I, with my charcoal and paper, make a rubbing of it?
Yeah.
Oh, we-
May I?
You can make rubbing of it.
Just a quick little
Yeah, the medallion, it's flat with the symbol engraved into it, so you could easily do a rubbing of that. It's not like a 3D imaged fist with or hammer on fire or anything like that. So very easy to do a rubbing.
Great. Thank you.
I take it back and I put it back in my bag, and I start heading off towards the docks.
I will follow.
Okay. So you take Gregor, and he's kind of like looking around, and it's been a long time since I've been here. For the life of me, I don't know where they live. Let's go this way, and you.
Where do they live?
Roll
in the
me
city?
roll me just a general intelligence check. Actually, no, roll me a history check.
Come on, 2 nat 20s.
Yeah, come on.
Well, that's not great. How does a 9 do me for general history?
You don't remember exactly. Like, you feel he's mentioned his family and where they were at least once or twice, but you don't really remember exactly where. But you're like, I think it. What is it called? I think it started with like an F or something like that.
Yeah, I kind of remember a F in the name.
And he's just like, I've been walking too much.
I can
And-
bring out the slug again.
No, I don't need the slug.
And this is why we brought the cart.
That he refused to use.
He go rides occasionally. Just
Yeah.
he tried to walk as much as he could. Help keep his mind off things. But as you're going along, like you see the occasional sign that like leading into like such and such an area, and you end up seeing one that's the Fuldrin Zone. And
Cool name.
Fuldrin. And so it's just kind of like that one kind of sticks out to you, and you kind of remember that one as if you've heard that before. And as he as soon as he sees that, here we are. And so going along, and you end up finding, like, after probably about half an hour of like searching through this area, he finally recognizes the house of some of his family members, and he looks back at you. Do you want to meet them?
I would like that very much.
Okay, let's go. And he kind of waves you on. And so you head up the steps. It's a very simple house. Nothing too elaborate. Just white, like wooden trim along the front of the house. And he goes up and he knocks a few times, and nothing. Knocks a little bit more, and there's like inside of like the door, like you hear the click, click, and the door opens, and there's this very large and like very round fellow standing there, and he's an extra like foot taller than Grigor, and he just like he looks down and Grigor, come in! Just like wraps his arms around, just like smothers him as he like grabs and just pulls him in for a hug. Come in! And he looks back and you have someone following you. And just kind of looks back down at you, and
Hi, I'm Anna.
he looks down. She is adorable. Just picks you up
Yay!
and you can just feel like the heat just emanating off of this guy's body
I
as he's
don't
like
like you.
picks you up and just hugs you, just like just no more, just blunk.
Oh, this is great.
Brings you in. Grigor, what brings you back? And Grigor just kind of quiets and lowers his head, and the guys say no more. We'll discuss that later. Come. And brings you into the living room, and like there's a large couch. You can see the imprint of where this guy usually sits on the couch.
Oh
Got a
god.
wicked ass groove.
Very wicked ass groove in this couch. And he comes and he plunks down in his spot, and he's like, "It has been so long. Really, you must tell me. Is this the one you wrote of who made the booze?" And as he's like pointing at you,
Well, I see you've heard of me. I'm gonna go into my little pouchy thing here, and could this be what he wrote home about?
and he takes it, like you're hanging your flask,
Bottle of mead.
or your bottle of mead. He takes that and he looks over at his shelf, and there's like 3 more of these bottles sitting on the shelf, and
I like your taste.
he's like, he has sent me good booze. I very much like it. You must tell me, what is the secret of your booze? What is the secret of the mead you're making?
Well, if I told you, you'd have to let me live. No, you'd have to keep me in his family and let me live with you, and then you can help me make it. It's Happy Bees. That's the secret. It's Happy Bees, okay?
Happy Bees it is. And at that point he notices Beanard. And just his eyes just kind of go wide. It's just like, that's the size of the bee?
Oh, no. No. This is special. This is just my friend Beanard.
Okay. So the three of you end up sitting there and conversing over the course of the next hour or so. And so you two, as you venture along, you eventually find your way down to the docks, and even walking through the city, looking up, you can see the towering inner wall of the city, and then the spire beyond that. You travel along, you get down to the docks, and you see probably close to 40 large vessels in the docks. And this is, even in comparison to Ithomhir's docks, this is massive.
Just kind of walk out and just jaw drop, just.
Because even in Ithomhir, the docks were you went down, you went through a larger gate that led to the docks, and you'd have usually maybe 15 to 20 ships in there at most. And then you just see this massive dock, and there's still a lot of spots in this dock that are not utilized at the moment.
I need to find the person that keeps this in order and praise them. They must teach me their ways.
Can I do a quick history check for
Amanodel?
Amanodel?
Yep.
If I've heard of it before. That one's, you know what? Yeah, let's. You only live once. Let's try this time.
Give it another chance.
Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah. That is a 21.
21. Well, first off, being Elvish, you know that Amanodel is Moonflower. Is Moonflower.
Is Moonflower.
In Elvish.
In Moonflower, okay.
And you know that Amanodel is the capital city of Kyotera.
Okay.
And you know that it is one of the main hubs within Kyotera as well, outside of just being the capital city.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of business to a lot of the other nations as well.
Mm-hmm.
It is located. Boop. So Amanodel is right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, you had traveled up along through here to get there.
Okay.
You got the Tuval Bay, and so they do a lot of dealings with El Roche. They get a lot of stuff coming in from the Ishal Plains, and the Economic Grasslands also bring stuff in. And they'll on many occasions bring goods from here up and around into Forstbahn, and also to Thorum.
I'm guessing that shipping and being a hub town, being a primary port town, is their main economy here.
Yes, with Kyotera, a lot of it is grasslands, farmlands, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the goods get brought into Amanodel and shipped out from there.
Okay.
Then there's with the proximity to the Antrak Mountains. They also do a lot of stuff in regards to mining and such as well.
Yeah. Can I get any information on that spiral tower in the middle?
The spiral tower is... One moment, let me grab my notes.
Yeah.
Amanodel. So the spiral tower is called the Grand Council Hall, and it is basically it's the seat of government for Kyotera as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And various leaders from different parts of the country would gather there, and that's where a lot of that is dealt with.
Kyotera has a democracy, or a...
Yes.
Yeah.
Kyotera has... let's go back to this. So Kyotera is Lord of the Six Continents.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Vestus is the current appointed leader.
Mm-hmm.
He answers to a group of 32 individuals. That's the Grand Council.
Yeah.
And they're from various races and come from various regions around Kyotera. and they roll from Amanodel.
Okay.
The spire itself is also there's no one who is publicly been able to confirm or deny, but it's also believed to be one of the what do you call it? Like a magical beacon of some sort.
Okay. The tower?
Yeah.
It's for the capital city of Kyotera. It's quite impressive. Like, I expected it to be impressive, but it is actually quite impressive.
I'm still gawking at all the boats.
That's a lot of boats. So as you end up traveling along the docks, and you see some guards along the way that you can ask about, like where the where the guardhouse is, and they point you down to the docks to a fairly large building at the far end of the docks. As you arrive in the building, you go through and you see this lovely old lady sitting behind the counter and just kind of glasses on.
Oh my goodness.
She's reading a book there and just turn to the page, and as you come in, she's
Yes. How may I help you?
And I approach and I go,
and as you walk up, she's just kind of sits back and
You're a large one. How can I help you?
Adorable.
I go, good afternoon, madam. I'm looking for the guard captain. I was told this is where I could find her.
Anyway, yes. Do you have an appointment?
No.
Okay.
and she pulls out this large lid and flips it open and flips over to and
She doesn't have anything booked in right now. I'll see if I can get you in.
and sets the book aside and turns and gets up and just grabs her cane and heads to just around the corner, and you hear tap 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 on a door, and
Visitors. Okay, I'll let them know.
clink 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 as she comes back out and gets back into her seat, and
She'll be out shortly.
Thank you.
and she puts her glasses back on and opens up her book again, and
What kind of book is she reading?
roll me a perception check.
Ooh. 18.
18. Where did I put that?
Literally reading a dictionary.
Yes.
Darn it, where did I put it? I had a list of books that I
Oh,
was...
no. What was that book?
Oh, Lusty Argonian Maid.
The Lusty Argonian Maid.
I think of that one every time.
Yeah.
It's a book.
The book she is reading is called A Miner and His Quarry.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yes.
And you see the picture is it's a very burly dwarven miner,
Oh.
and he's got his pickaxe up and over his shoulder.
Looks like a romance novel. Does he very clearly look like he belongs on the cover of a Harlequin romance?
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Harlequin romance. I just take note of this. And I just.
And after a little bit, you see you hear clank clank as the this woman comes out from the back hall where the lady had gone in, and you see this very tall this very tall woman. Where is Inra? Human, yes.
Human.
There we are. And she's about 7 feet tall.
Holy.
She is very tall, and she is built.
Oh.
And
How tall are you?
I'm 7'10".
Okay.
Oh.
So she is like
The realm.
almost looking into
yeah,
your eyes.
Zugink is 7'10", so she's a little less than a foot shorter than Zugink.
And what was her name again?
Inra.
How do I spell that?
Inra. And so Inra walks out, and on her back you can see a large greatsword, like abnormally large for even for a greatsword. The blade is about a foot wide, and the handle starts just above her shoulder, and the blade is just a little bit above her ankles.
I see why you two are friends. That's all I say.
Zugink's never met
in my
her.
life.
Oh, I thought you did meet her. Never mind.
And she just walks up and... Is there a problem?
I go, good afternoon, Inra. I reach out my hand to, like, handshake.
And she reaches out and grabs your hand, very firm grip, and shakes your hand. Is that a problem?
I apologize to disturb you, but I am looking for Brun, Silnon, and Thurig, and I was told you could point me in the direction.
And you just see her look up and just like... almost as if she's like flipping pages in her brain, just like... You can, they're off today, but, they'll usually frequent the Castaway Tavern
I step
on
up.
their days off.
Well, since we have you here, it might be a good idea to ask you our questions.
What seems to be the problem?
We came across a town that had been burnt to the ground
Oh, really?
on the way here. What was the name of the town again?
Yeah, sure.
Yesher. Yes, the town of Yesher has been completely destroyed. There are only 2 survivors. We, a little Verdane and the mayor of the town. We escorted the mayor back, but it's obviously been quite the traumatic experience. It looked like, from just what we've dealt with, and my friend here can attest, a group of dwarves had attacked, and I think stolen an artifact at a shrine there.
That would be outside of my jurisdiction. But you said this is the town of Yesher.
Yes. I believe my friend here found something.
I'll pull out the medallion and be like, we're trying to figure out what this symbol is for. We found it at the site.
She takes the medallion and looks at it and flipping it over in her hand. I have not seen this before. However, and she goes and she basically does a charcoal sketch of the medallion as well, and hands it back to you. I can pass this along to the upper guards and see if any of them have seen anything in regards to this, and I can pass it around to my guards as well. But it is outside of our jurisdiction, though depending on what the upper guards think, they may dispatch someone to take a more in-depth look.
We are very grateful. Thank you.
On the off chance, do you think anyone in the city would have more information that we can check out ourselves?
Not entirely. Most of the barkeeps hear a lot. Can't always guarantee the accuracy of their information, but that's usually one of the places I send people to when we need to find out information. They hear a lot.
Oh, the old rule: if you want to find a lowlife, you go to the saloon.
Anywhere where there's booze, really. Booze loosens people's tongues quite well.
Do you recommend anywhere to start?
Well, you were already looking for your friend, so I'd suggest the Castaway Tavern.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
If I may be so bold, would I be able to offer you a drink sometime in repayment?
I think I'll pass on that for now. I try not to drink too much myself.
Very well.
As we leave, I go, I imagine she could drink a lot. And I just dare say I would not go into a drinking competition with that woman. She'd probably drink me under the table. And then we'll just keep going.
I wish you'd drink me under the table.
Saucy.
And I guess we'll make our way to the Castaway Tavern.
Did we find out where it was?
Oh, we didn't find out where he was.
I'll go back into Granny at the counter and be like, Castaway Tavern.
It's just down the docks. You can't miss it.
Oh, thank you.
So-
Down the docks.
Down the docks.
Back with Gregor
And his
and
father?
nope, brother.
Brother! That's delightful.
Brother!
After a bit of schmoozing to kind of try and lighten Gregor's spirits, I'm gonna regrettably say that I need to be on my way.
I understand. Do come back and visit soon, please.
I promise.
Of course you will. She loves us.
Brother!
And just scoops you up. Just
And as I collect my stuff and head towards the door, I want to just reach out to Gregor and hold his hand lightly, briefly.
just gonna hold your hand back and
Give it a little squeeze. Then I'm gonna leave before I cry. And with my fun little charcoal sketch in tow, I want to ask a guard where the temple, the most popular temple, is in this city.
And so you go up to a random guard. And you gotta go up to the Devil District, and it really depends on what god you're looking for.
They're all sort of the same. Great. Well, what?
Don't let some of them hear you say that. They'll hang you by your toes.
Behind you, there's a cleric going. Paladin is going.
Making all these enemies. Which way is the temple district?
Depending on the paladin's oath, they might be going exactly.
Yeah, that's true. You're so right. Meanwhile, the cleric is dying of a hernia.
And he's like, "Oh, gotta go down by the docks. Go down by the docks. You're gonna go up Main Street there. There'll be a nice big gate that's gonna take you up into the Temple District. Got that?
Yes. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Docks, something, temple district. I got this. Gotta go to the docks.
Okay. So you get general instructions on how to get to the docks. And,
Main Street left, yeah. Okay.
you mosey down. A little bit confused is just the rate at which he talks.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually you do find your way down to the docks. And as you're reaching the docks, you spot Zugink and Theioryn, who are walking along towards one of the taverns. And
I would run to catch up with them and say, like, hey, I've got a quick stop that I want to make. Where are you guys off to?
The Castaway Tavern.
Castaway Tavern. Cool. Will you be staying there for a bit?
I think so. I think it might be a good idea to try and get some information.
Great.
Might be a good idea to set up a little bit of a base of operations there.
I think that's a swell idea. I'm gonna go try and get some information myself, and meet there when we're done.
Sounds good.
Great.
And by this point, it is starting to get into probably the early evening.
All right, I'll be quick.
So as you start venturing up towards the Temple District, you two are walking into the Castaway Tavern. And as you walk into the Castaway Tavern, you see this rugged dwarf. He's got bald head and just these big ginger, like, braided mustache into his big ginger beard. And he's like, "Oi, welcome, welcome. What can I get you? What can I get you?" And
Not
that's where we're going to end this session.
I was going to say, not adorable.
Yep, that's where we're going to end this session.
Adorable, braided.
Not adorable.
Not adorable.
Not like our little Verdane friend, and not like that precious little old lady. Not adorable.
Yep. That is the end of session 1. Thank you to my fantastic players for coming out. I'm
Thank you for killing everybody.
Yeah, thanks for killing that whole. Really wrecking a
Really good there.
Just a little cute, little
Quaint.
So is this like the opposite of a TPK? You didn't kill the party, you killed everyone other than the party?
Yeah.
everyone but the party.
Yeah. Aw, here's this precious little innocent soul who sings songs and has a cute little bee friend. I'm about to murder her entire family.
Hey, in my defense, Mel at least knew it was coming. That's what happens when we write your backstory into part of the story.
But guess what?
Still sucks.
I'm gonna make it hurt.
Yep, that's what happens when we write part of your backstory into the campaign.
Still sucks. I'm actually surprised Gregor survived.
Yeah.
Well, you smothered him with slug.
Oh, good. I thought you were gonna be like, he succumbs anyways. So, really?
Famous.
The slug.
And then you sit there and go, no!
Smush the slug even more down the throat.
Just kill the slug and then spend the next 3 sessions trying to find your new slug.
Yeah. Our quest to find the burning hammer turns out to be the quest to find a new
More
slug.
slugs.
The new Sammy the slug.
Shouldn't we go? Anna, shouldn't we go find the people who did this to your town? No, I need slugs, damn it!
Mebulus is like TNPCK.
Yes! TNPCK. No, sad panda.
But that being said, yes, we're done for the night. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be back in 2 weeks for our next session.
Hopefully our fourth is here. Bye-bye.
Yes, our fourth should be here for that session as well.
fourth
So
should
that
be here.
last seat will be filled. Or, I guess, that one. Yes.
That one. Point to the screen.
Yep, it's like general direction of that way on the screen. Awesome. Anyways, have a good night all, and we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.